Thank you, baby. Oh, you hit the follow button too soon. Okay. Chatting scene.
Potentially more HP.
It will immediately give you more HP.
Okay. I mean, but I really like the idea of being able to grow wings and fly. I really like that.
If that's what you're going for, then let's go Protector Asimar and give you that ability.
Okay. I like that a little bit. I mean,
After all, who needs HP when you can just grow wings and fly away from whatever wants to hurt you, right?
Yes.
And I mean, like, we do have a cleric on our team.
I want you to understand that you are now a messenger from the goat. With or without your consent, I'm using it.
All right. Now I'm gonna put the Protector Asimar ability into your thing, but just know that it says starting at 3rd level on it, so it won't become active until 1 level from now.
Okay.
Wow, a racial trait that you unlock later in life. Oh wait, no, Scourge Asimar would be like the subclass, or it'd be like is it like a sub race that you unlock later?
So it's a sub race that you have from the beginning. You just get extra stuff from it at 3rd level.
Okay, gotcha.
And I keep forgetting what it's called. Radiant Soul. Radiant Soul. That's what I've got to type in. Radiant Soul. All right. And then I will have one other tiny thing for you. Radiant Soul is in Master of Rainbows. You, as of level 2, have access to 4 first level spells. So you need to pick one more for me. You've got 3, which is fantastic. But yeah, go ahead and find one more.
Okay.
And you are aware that you can pick from not only the sorcerer list, but also the cleric list, correct?
I was not aware.
Okay. Well, you grabbed Cure Wounds, which is a cleric spell. So I was like, I think she knows, but I'll double check. Yes. So that's
How
one
did you figure out that you could get Cure Wounds?
Because it comes along with... Well, it came along with something. It came along with being an Asimar?
It came bundled with me. Well, no, being an Asimar, you got like the racial trait of being like, what is it? Healing.
Yeah, your healing hands is the Asimar one. But I understand how you might have like read healing hands and gone to cure wounds. That I see the overlap there.
Oh, okay.
It's a great overlap.
But anyways, you are allowed to pick from the cleric spell list, so Cure Wounds is fine, but you're also allowed one more spell, and it can be either from the sorcerer or the cleric spell list.
Healing Hands is also a good one.
That is correct. So while you go ahead and look into what one more spell you'd like to throw into your foray, I'm actually going to jump over to Jared real quick. Jared.
Hello. What am I missing?
On your sheet, your HP looks...
Yeah, it's I felt like that was too high.
Yeah, just by a touch. So I wanted to ask, did you roll for HP by chance?
Well, when I used the average first to make my original HP, which I think was like 13, and then when I used Charactermancer to level up, I used the average again, and it gave me 25. And I'm like, okay, this is...
So with your constitution, your average should be 6 plus 3 is 9.
Yeah.
So 13 and 9 should get you to
It could be
22.
Okay.
I don't know where the extra 3
Yeah,
would
I'm not
have
sure where the
come
extra came from
So,
either.
yeah.
I was just
Let's
gonna.
go let's go ahead and reset that to 22.
All right.
And then yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure where that came from, but I was like, hey, the game probably knows how to calculate it better than I do.
Yeah, I
I had 13. I'm fairly certain because let's see, Rangers are at D10.
yeah. D10
Yeah.
is average 6.
Yeah, so I started at 13, 10 plus Constitution modifier, and then when I just took the average, so 6 plus the Constitution modifier. So yeah, I don't know how I ended up with a 25, but Character Mancer told me so.
Yeah, no worries.
You're like,
yeah, if
I'll
we
take that.
like look back and find a reason that you should have gotten a little more HP, we'll just add it back.
Okay.
But as far as I know, there's nothing you have at this moment that would do it.
Okay.
Cool.
Anything else, or is
everything else on your sheet looks good to me.
Okay, sounds good.
Fantastic. And then I looked over Terrence. His was all set and ready to rock.
Always, baby.
Nice. Does anybody have any questions for me before we get this started?
Not for you, but just a reminder, we are streaming live.
Perfect. Is the stream effective now?
Yes.
Like, are we on? Okay.
Yeah, we've been on for 7 minutes.
Scandal. How could you not warn me of such a thing?
I tried to, but you were busy. Please go on to the Twitch though, and you'll see the live portion show up.
I think it's so cool that people actually want to watch us play D&D.
You say people. He's got one viewer, Sarah.
That's me. I'm the one viewer.
So cool.
You're thinking Taryn.
What?
I said you're thinking Taryn.
I'm thinking Taryn.
I am the one viewer. No, I mean I need to get my numbers up regardless.
Right,
so
I have it muted. Well, I mean, hey, 36 followers is not that. Wait a minute, Sarah, are you watching on Twitch?
No.
You should.
I don't know how.
Oh, the third one's Aiden. Okay.
I don't have Twitch. I don't know how to get to Twitch.
Okay, well, I'll show you later.
Okay.
Well, I think that I'm set up to watch, and it's not going to cause any audio issues. Like, nothing on my side would go through. I don't watch people stream a lot, so I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Yeah. Once you hit the play, you can just mute it on the live portion, and then that's it.
Perfect. Okay, that is done then. I will set that aside. All right, so let's get this ball a rolling. I did want to bring up before we get into any combat, anything. I want you to know that I'm implementing a few homebrew concepts that will slightly change things.
Okay.
It will not change things a lot, but they will slightly change things. For starters, I want you to expect that XP is going to be pretty free-flowing in general. Specifically, we will not be splitting XP.
Okay.
So if a monster's worth 300 and you guys kill it, all of you get 300 instead of all of you getting 100.
What? Whoa.
That's a quick way to power level someone.
Hey.
Yes, so experience is going to come very easy, so you don't have to like try and like nickel and dime it. This isn't intended to be like a long, grueling like journey to power. So just keep that in mind. That's the feel I'm going for. Is it's going to be pretty free and easy. The other thing about combat is that it will be conditional combat. When you start combat, I will give you a couple winning conditions, and each condition is worth a certain amount of experience. And when you clear a condition, you get that XP in addition to the combat experience.
Okay. Nice.
And that'll make more sense when we start, and you'll kind of see how it all like falls into place there. But those, yeah, that's the only like homebrew everything. I do insist personally that like you're a team, so that I don't give individual XP. If one of you earns XP for something, that XP goes to everybody. So you'll all still equal.
Wow.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right. And with that, I think we're ready to start. You guys ready?
Yeah, I haven't been
Yeah.
able to find any music to put on in the background. It all kind of sucks.
I mean, if you could find anything sort of like Desert Bazaar esque.
Yeah, see, I was looking at the Desert Bazaar, and it just sounds creepy.
Throw it on for me, and if I need to veto, I will. We'll see what happens. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Do I add my racial bonus?
You bet your ass you add your racial bonus.
Let's go.
Oh, whoops. I need to do something different.
Do you? That was initiative. You rolled the correct thing.
That was the right thing.
Good job.
Okay, so
Big 7. The goat is alive in me.
so technically that should be a 22. I just realized I need to go in and change my initiative to reflect my plus.
Okay. We'll run with a 22. Jared, you are going first in our introduction rollout here.
Okay.
All right. So Autobahn, am I pronouncing that
Yes,
right?
Autobahn is right.
Okay. Autobahn, we're walking through what is a typical day for you in Bellwater, the city?
Well, a typical day, considering that I am still in the somewhat indentured servitude of Benny, I spend my days hanging out in Bellwater, looking at all of the stuff that's available in the market, potentially picking some stuff up, bringing it back, and saying, "Hey, this is a value. We can turn a profit on this." Hanging out in the room and board that's provided by Benny. And on my days off, I go exploring the wilderness around, go like a couple miles out into the desert, look and see what I can find. Not going all the way into the ruins, but just to make sure that my senses stay sharp out in the desert.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. When you go out to the desert, are you going alone?
Most of the time, yes. Unless there's like some newbie recruit in Benny's operation workforce that comes with me that I like show the ropes or something.
Got it. Okay, so on a what would feel like a normal day to you, nothing really like insane or odd has really like occurred. You finished your time at the market and was kind of heading up to your room to get ready to go out and do a little exploring. It's about halfway through the day when Benny stops you and sort of like calls you over for a moment.
Okay.
Benny has he's a darker skinned human. He's got sort of like loose clothing on and a large orange cloth wrapped around his head to help stave off the heat. He has a small frown on his face as he calls you over.
Good afternoon, sir.
And
What is
just to
it?
double check, can you guys see the Benny image that I have shared to you?
Yes, it got pushed through.
Cool.
No. Where should I be looking for it?
It should be on your main screen.
I don't see it.
I don't either.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. There it is.
Now I see it. There we go.
All right, just figuring out what I need to do to make that happen. Cool.
I clicked the show to players as well.
I was clicking show to players and it wasn't working, so
Oh.
I went in and just put it like I added all players to the in players journal section, and I think that's what was needed to push it through to show players. Either way, that's what Benny looks like, just so that you have a frame of reference. So as you
Brown
approach
and all.
Ordoban, Benny says, "What did you do?"
What do you mean? Nothing out of the ordinary, sir.
Look at me. It's okay. I'm on your side. I will help you through this, but you have to tell me what you did.
Sir, I went to the market this morning, and I came back. I didn't even buy anything. Look. And I turn out my pockets.
You didn't buy anything. Did you take anything?
Why, no, sir. Of course not. Wait, did I actually take anything?
No, you did not.
Did I?
You did not steal while you were there.
Well, let me check with this supernatural voice in my head.
Yeah.
A couple of guards kind of push through the door, and one of them says, "Are you Ordoban Vega?"
Yes, that is I.
We're gonna need you to come with us, and we would prefer you did not resist.
Ooh, big arrest.
What is... And I kind of look at Benny like, are you gonna, like... what is this about? I say that to the guards. What is this about?
We have multiple eyewitness accounts of you stealing and running.
I deny all charges. I'll come with you peacefully so that this can be resolved. But
That is appreciated. Benny leans in and he says, "It's okay. I'll post your bail and we will figure this out. Just don't do anything stupid."
Yes, sir.
Stupid's my middle name.
So the guards in Bellwater are so kind of like lightly famous for police brutality. Like it's one of those like if you resist, they will hurt you. So it's very good that you didn't.
Okay.
They approach, you are shackled and then guided away.
Okay.
In the meantime, a guard goes to like check your quarters for the stolen items. And with that, we jump to the next person in our initiative set order, the Master of Rainbows, aka Bird. Bird, walk me through a typical day for you.
A typical day for me would be waking up, probably like lolling about the house until like, I don't know, maybe noon when the ramen shop opens. By the way, I'm still trying to think of a name for the ramen shop and I can't think of anything yet, but I am going to come up with an amazing name for this ramen shop.
I believe you.
Okay,
yeah.
I might have to veto this music.
Yeah, the music is a little weird. Let's just cut it.
Yeah, I told you it was weird. I don't know why. Like I had a good one, but it's not in the thing anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'll try and find it while we're
quirky.
Wow.
Sorry, is that too loud?
No,
that's like more bizarre, but the sound quality is god awful.
Sorry, I'm just playing it from YouTube. I don't know how to play it into the thing.
No, you got to be a moderator for it.
Okay. You can't just pull videos, can you? Or does it have to be like official music?
I'd have to upload an audio track to the website.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more work than it's worth. We're gonna go without music for now. Although, okay. Taryn, if you want to prep like combat encounter music,
I can do that. There's all kinds of combat.
I can cue you when we're getting to that. All right. So, Bird. Typically, you kind of just like chill around until noon when the shop opens. After the shop opens, are you like working in the shop? Like, when's your shift?
I try to help out, but I sometimes mess things up rather than actually helping. So I usually do like sometimes I might bust a table, but sometimes my parents just get mad at me and tell me to go someplace else.
So are you like a greeter?
Yeah, I'm like a greeter. I'm a greeter. And that's
Okay.
like basically the only thing that I can really do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, let's say that your shift today was like sort of a later shift. How about 3 to 6? Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So, you're kind of like getting set up at about 3. A couple customers like come in. None of your regulars, just like some random people. You set them up at a table. They're seeming to have like a good time. There's not a ton of people in at the moment. When a couple guards approach.
Ooh.
I found it. I hope that's better.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
The guards say, Biridium Doriu?
Yeah. That was an awful pronunciation, but yeah.
Well,
Guards ain't
would you mind telling me how to correctly pronounce it? I would like to be, on the up and up for what comes next.
Viridium.
Biridium.
Wait, did you pronounce it that way? Viridium?
Yeah, he said Viridium.
Am I saying that right? Biridium?
Viridium.
Viridium.
Doriu. But bird is fine.
Well, the guards were addressing you, which was why they asked your full name.
Yeah. Viridium Doriu. Yes.
Iridium Doriu. Hi. Yes. This guard in front of you, he's got like a little like medal on his collar. He seems to be like of like sort of an upper rank within the guards, and he is sort of like a lanky fox-like creature. He says, I've been told that this is a bit of a fragile situation, so I wanted to come in, just talk it out, as it were. The guard next to him is a leonin, like a legit, like a lion person, and seems to be like very annoyed that they're taking the talking approach. Like he's cracking his knuckles and kind of like growling. You can't help but feel a little intimidated. The other guard says, "So we have to take you in for questioning, but I don't think that they're gonna press charges, given that they're your parents."
What?
Does that make sense?
What? What did I screw up?
What did I screw up?
Well, laws being what they are, they do have to report theft, even if it is their own daughter. Like
Son.
they're not going to charge you for it, I don't think, but that like we still have to make an official report, and then like they can choose not to press charges, type of thing. It's just legalities. Your like parents are like in the like kitchen in the back room, and like you see them kind of like poking their head out, and then like just kind of like slowly going back into the room, like, ooh, yeah, it's going down. That's unfortunate.
Like, ooh, they actually came out and did it.
What? Wait, can I go to the kitchen and talk to my parents for a second?
Yes, you walk away, and the fox guard goes like, ma'am, oh, okay, all right, yep, it's gonna be an incident, all right. So now you're in the kitchen. Your parents are just sort of like not meeting your gaze, just kind of like doing some cooking, grilling up some ramen. Hey,
I don't think they grill. It's definitely like a boil.
Okay, grilling up the toppings.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's be accurate here.
Grilling
Come
the
on.
broth.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, honey.
Well, I'm gonna say to them, Mom, Dad, there's some weird people out there, and they're like gonna take me to juvie. What's going on?
Bruh.
They just need to make a report so that our insurance can recoup what you took.
What
And then
did I
just
take?
in the future, if you need money, you can talk to us.
What did I take?
this morning when you came in, you took 300 gold out of the back room and then just left.
No,
Like,
no, I didn't.
After we finish with the legalities, like we do need to we need to talk. Like if you're in trouble, you can tell us. Like we can help you. But this, honestly, this is a bit of a slap on the wrist. Like you can't just take things like that. Like, we love you, but that you have to talk to us.
I didn't take anything.
Honey, I was in the back room. I saw you.
It wasn't me.
Look, when you're ready to admit to this and have an adult conversation, then we can have
Wow.
that conversation.
They went there.
In the meantime,
Have an adult.
I think you'll be spending the night away from home. It's at this point that the guards kind of come in and the fox goes like, "All right, I hope you've cleared that up," and start taking out shackles and attempting to shackle. Do you attempt to resist, Bird?
No, I'm not
Okay.
gonna resist.
Resist.
And with that, we jump cut to Lucien Galanodel. Galanodel? How do you pronounce that, Darren?
Galanodo.
Galanodel. Lucien, will you walk me through a typical day for you?
So I wake up like a boss. No. So I start the day off. I get up early and I go around the town of Bellwater and try to perform minor miracles and create more of a following for the goat,
So
our
you
Lord
are
and
out
Savior
just,
El Cid.
like, proselytizing, just like
I am
going around
prostrating
preaching the
myself
word.
for my religion. Every corner. I work them all.
So you were like near one of the markets at one point, sort of just like going along your usual speech. The people just kind of pass by you, like nobody's really taken the bait today. Your minor miracles have just been met with like eyebrow raises and glances, but nobody's really like asked for more information as of yet. And then you hear a commotion down the road. A couple, like you hear like "stop thief" and a couple other like yells and shouts as a figure is like running through the crowd in front of you. And as they sort of like break through the crowd, you see an odd sight. You see what looks exactly like you kind of run right by you in a split second, like the spitting image of you, the exact clothes you're wearing and everything, before disappearing into the crowd. Suddenly, as if in a whirl, you are just surrounded by guards.
I'm just gonna kind of look around, like, hello, gentlemen. How can I help you today?
Hands behind your back, or this gets real ugly, thief.
Whoa. I'm gonna put my hands behind my back slowly, like I don't have weapons. I'm just a humble priest.
They walk up and they handcuff you.
I fear this is a grave mistake of identity theft.
Tell that to the judge, kid.
I mean, I assume that's where I'm going. So yes, I will.
Welcome to jail.
The great El Cid will protect me and my hindquarters.
And my hindquarters. Oh, dude, I love this dungeon.
Thank you. So you guys.
You can ask him about it after.
Yeah, right. The air smells just dank and rusted. There is sort of like the light sound of like moans and fire prevailing throughout this dungeon, this jail cell. Uh, Jared, you were here first, and you had the cell to yourself for like a solid 30 minutes. Is there anything you wanted to do in that time?
So so how big is the cell, would you say? Like, I mean,
It's
I'm a medium-sized creature, but I'm definitely on the short end. I'm only 4'2", so or something like that. And also the portrait that I have is not really. I mean, I'm more like portly and cream colored than that
okay.
one. That's just a
Portly
standard.
and cream
I like
colored.
it.
Yes.
Um,
And I've got shaggy hair that comes over my eyes. That's important.
yes,
Got it.
absolutely.
I love it.
Well,
The
anyways,
cell
I
is
wanted
about
to see
15 feet by 15 feet.
Okay, cool. So is it like so it's just like a cell door? I'm not like bound to the wall or anything. They just kind of put me in and
Just a cell door. They took weapons off of your person, but otherwise your equipment is your equipment.
all right. And are there any windows or anything, or am I underground? Because I can see in this picture the lights coming in from above. So is it like
Yes. So in the main hallway, there are like essentially skylights that like are providing natural lighting to the general area. But in the cell itself, there is no natural light.
okay? What about like a bed frame or a cot or anything like that?
There are two cots kind of pressed against the wall.
Okay, gotcha. Well then, no. There's nothing in particular that I want to do in that time. Maybe like some push-ups.
Do
All
some
right.
push-ups.
Bird, you are coming. You're like dragged into this jail. They kind of shove you into a cell and lock the door behind you. The lion growling the whole time. You
Run,
you enter this jail
please.
cell and you see this rabbit person, this Harangon, cream colored, a little portly and chubby, shaggy hair over the eyes because that is very important. Uh, and like this criminal is like doing push-ups. What do you do?
I'm gonna like freak out a little bit and be like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. And I'm gonna go hide in the corner and like hug my knees and rock back and forth.
Jesus.
At this, I look up with utter disdain at just like, what? A nice girl like you's never spent a night in a dungeon?
My character is a boy.
I'm aware your character is a boy.
Okay.
But now I'm really mistaking you for a girl. It's like, I'm a boy, whatever.
Anything could be changed with magic.
Proper pronouns, please.
Jeez. I love
Do
it.
you respond to him at all?
No, I'm too frightened.
Okay. She ignores you.
Okay.
She ignores you and sits in the corner while cradling herself.
All right, I get back up onto my hind legs, and I'm keeping my distance from this creature. But can I do an investigation check to see if I remember ever encountering and ask like if I've been past the noodle shop to see if I recognize this person? Okay,
Go for it.
Oh yeah, I might recognize. No, I'm too freaked out to even like think about that.
Hey, that's
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take the leftmost number.
Okay.
If you don't want to automatically roll with advantage, you can switch it to toggle on the settings page.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot how to do that.
Advantage toggle. There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't, you'll just consistently take the leftmost number or the appropriate number if you have advantage or disadvantage.
No, I can do the toggle. I prefer that.
But yeah, I always like the toggle. Keeps everything really clear and straightforward, and less disappointing when like in this case the rightmost number was so good.
Yeah.
All right. So you have not gone by the ramen shop. bizarre races are not unheard of. In fact, like this whole city is just a whole modge podge of random looking creatures.
Okay, cool.
So
So
it's
they
not
wouldn't throw.
weird that she looks like she does, but you haven't seen this brand, this type, like specific race.
Okay, gotcha.
Where's
It's
the
not like they would throw Bird in there, and then I would just, oh no, they got the little ramen girl. I mean, boy. I mean, whatever. Okay, sounds good.
All right, and about 30 minutes after that, a third person is thrown into the jail cell. Taryn, would you like to describe your character for them?
So you see a midnight black, white hair, and hold on, I forgot my bio stuff. I know who I am. Apparently, I don't. I don't know where any of the
Man,
character
investigation
information is
check.
on
So
here.
do I.
Yeah. So yeah, black hair, white. I have violet eyes. Um, I'm dressed in just loose clothing. It bears of the clothing bears of a priest or cleric of sorts, so you can kind of get the idea on that. I walk in as nobly as I can through the gate as I've pushed through, I'm sure. And as I uh, as I walk in, I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy? No, sorry. Dancing lights. And I'm gonna combine all the lights to make a medium-sized humanoid glow around myself. I'm gonna go, children, regardless of your horrible past acts, I am here to tell you of the glory of El Cid. The great goat will save you from all your sins. Join me. And then the light will kind of will flicker out, like slowly dim down into me and disperse.
It is at this point that Orobon will lie down on one of the cots and just let out a deep sigh. What?
Can I roll a religion or a like a persuasion check to see if I can convert either of these two characters to the goat?
No.
Damn it!
I don't allow persuasion like checks to force other player characters
not
to
to
one way or another.
not to
Um,
The
force, but to
idea in
like
the brain.
influence. Like, maybe that might be a good idea.
that I'm gonna say if you want to persuade them, you have to legit just
Ah,
persuade them. There will be no dice affecting that. They have to decide to go in on this with you or not.
just gonna go squat down next to
Iridium.
yeah,
Bird.
just be like, it's okay, my child. Everything will be okay. El Cid will protect you.
And you got thrown in the cell thinking I was the creepy one.
Become a messenger of El Cid. I can't say this without laughing. I'm sorry.
Please get away from me.
Blinded by the sadness of the unfaithful.
So Orobon's gonna sit up on his cot now and look at the other two. Like, so, what'd you guys do? And then I'm gonna do the air quotes around the do. What'd you guys do?
So I had the strangest encounter. I was preaching to my followers of the glorious El Cid in the market, and then myself ran past me, chased by guards, through the market, stealing things. And then I was arrested and brought here.
You say you saw yourself?
Yes, in this attire. Literally ran right by.
And what about you? I'm looking for a bird.
My parents threw me in jail because they said that I stole money, which I didn't. But here I am.
Huh. Two falsely accused thieves. Two falsely accused thieves.
And what of yourself?
Well, considering your situations, I think you can probably use your wild imagination to deduce exactly why I'm here. Another falsely accused thief. And you would think that someone of my, I'm gonna tap my belly, stature would be difficult to impersonate. But apparently there I was, plain as day in the market. As if I would get caught.
Right.
I gotta
So,
say, it's about this point that you hear the shuffling of feet, the sounds of guards approaching. There is the clinking of keys as the door is opened, and a fourth person is thrown in. It looks like this person might have attempted to like resist the arrest. They are like beaten and bloodied. There are giant claw marks like through their like clothing,
Ooh.
just gaping wounds, bruises everywhere. Their face doesn't look like it resembles even a face anymore.
Oh no.
Mostly just like bulbous bruises. And they don't even just like plop him down. They like threw him in. There's a big thud as he hits the like wall across from the door, as this large wolf-like guard just kind of like just covered in like blood stains kind of throws him in and chuckles. Nice.
can I have
The
some
doors.
water?
Bruh.
Water. You want water? Is that so?
Yes. Yes, it is. I'm quite parched.
He reaches over and grabs like a water skin from his belt and just tosses it to you.
Thank you, kind sir.
Well, I suppose since you didn't resist arrest, you deserve the bare minimum of courtesy. Do you drink from the wine from that little from the wineskin?
I want to smell it first.
It doesn't smell like anything specific. Like it doesn't have any kind of strong stench. It could very easily just be water.
Okay, it doesn't smell of like almonds or anything.
No.
I'm gonna pretend to drink from it.
Yeah.
You pretend to drink from it, but not actually.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like have it like spill out the side a little bit, but not actually ingest any.
All right. Go ahead and roll deception for me.
Rolling a deception check with how my rolls are going so far. Not well. Oh.
All right.
The
So
goat
everybody in
is
this room
with
is
me.
convinced that you just took a few good gulps here.
Sweet. And I hand it back to the wolf person guard. Thank you, kind sir.
His large, like clawed hand kind of reaches out, and instead of just grabbing the like wineskin, he grabs all the way like around your wrist and kind of holds you in place as you see his other hand form into a fist.
Tighten the chest.
What's your AC?
16, but I wanna like tighten the chest to absorb it and not take the damage.
Tragically, you are not going to be able to take a dodge action in time.
Well, not a dodge action, but I mean he doesn't beat my AC.
You do not know his bonuses. He successfully hits.
Wow. Wow, that's like a +8 to that melee attack. That's ridiculous.
You're gonna take 9 damage.
Oh my god.
What? Holy Jeebus. Oh yeah, I can just do
Uh,
HP -9, right? I don't remember how to do this.
So when we get to like tokens, you'll be able to do
Oh
HP
yeah,
minus
yeah,
9.
yeah, that's right.
For now, you'll just have to like input manually.
-9. That's tragic.
Indeed.
Well, at least you weren't hurt or you would have been knocked out.
I'm just gonna
So like
slump.
his fist just wrenches into your gut as you feel him like twist for a little extra like oomph there.
Ow.
And then he says, "I hope you enjoyed the water," and throws you back into the room, wineskin now in his hand. The door clangs shut, and he laughs and howls as he walks away. The fourth person that was thrown into the room seems to be, from what you could tell, to be on the brink of death. Like this man is not long for this world.
So Orban's gonna crouch over him, inspecting his wounds.
I'm,
The guards of this city were brutal, but I haven't seen anything like this not in a long, long time.
I didn't do that. I didn't.
I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna sit up a little bit and just be like, I recommend not getting hit by him. Wow. Man has a cannon for an arm.
I'm inclined to agree.
I like you. I'm gonna cast Cure Light Wounds.
All
Or
right.
Cure Wounds on him.
I was gonna say Cure Light Wounds is a different edition, but yeah, roll
Wow.
Cure Wounds for me.
It makes sense. I don't know how to. I clicked the thing. I don't know if it's rolling.
It's not going through. Does it have a like? Is there like a cast this spell at this level thing popping up on your
Boom!
thing?
There it is. Level uno. Submito.
There it is. Nice.
Is it
Okay,
really
you heal
touch?
him
I
for
thought it was
5.
ranged.
No,
Healing word
Cure
is
Wounds is touched. Healing Word is ranged.
Okay.
Because Boreal had both.
Mm-hmm.
Also, fun fact: this is my first character whose name hasn't ended with an L.
Oh,
I love it.
You all see some of the various like larger scrapes upon him start to like magically close as Lucian lays his hands upon and offers a quick prayer to El Cid. Thank you. Oh, wow, that actually feels a lot better. Hi.
The healing was done by the great Lord El Cid. If you would like to learn more, please come talk to me.
I'm not an especially religious man.
Don't have to be.
Name's Gary.
Don't have to be, baby.
Thank you
So-
again. I really appreciate that. Ugh.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb here. You were falsely accused of thievery?
Yes, I was.
And
How interesting.
it looks like you ran and resisted.
I did, in fact, resist, but to be fair, I had a lot of stolen things on my person at the time, so I really didn't want to do it.
So either way, you were gonna be.
Well,
Got it.
I was getting away with it, and then, they started blaming me for thefts I didn't even commit, which is rude, by the way.
I disagree with your life choices, but I agree with your logic, sir.
Well, anyway, I'm not sticking around here for long. There's no way any of us are getting out of here alive. You know what I mean?
Petty thievery, you think would be put to death?
I mean, I basically almost was. Either way, I'm walking out of here. So, If you want to come with me, you can. With that, he sort of just like kind of like gets to his feet. He's still a little shaky, like he's definitely not back to like full strength, but the healing did do some good to him. He walks over to the door, kind of gives like a quick glance around, and then goes, "All right, looks like we're gonna be good." He reaches into like his boot and pulls out a thieves' tools kit and begins picking the lock. With a satisfying clink, you hear the lock come undone as the door slowly creaks open. He looks back at you and says, "So is this going to be like a group escape, or is this like a solo thing?" He says as he like confidently backs out into the hallway. And you, before any of you can respond, you all hear, "I would hope a solo thing." Before you see this man's head roll. You're not sure how long the other guard had been in the hallway, but it was long enough to see the escape plan. There's the flash of a sword, and a Leonin, a lion-headed guard, has just cleaved this man's head off. Gary is dead.
Gary, no! We were friends! No, I don't actually say that. But I will sit there and fold my hands in prayer and go, "May the great El Cid watch over your soul."
The guard sort of like just like like kicks the body out of the way of the door and fully opens it and says, "I've been told to fetch you. This way, please."
Have I made bail?
The captain would like to speak with you.
Uh-oh.
Unless of course unless of course any of you would like to join his escape attempt.
No.
Compared to reaching
Lead the
lock,
way, good sir.
The captain will be easy.
All right. He is going to lead you all through a series of hallways that eventually end in a large room. What was that, Taryn?
Sorry, disregard. I was talking to Weefy.
In this room, sitting behind like a well-made mahogany desk, is what looks like a werewolf. Just hulking man in a guard's uniform, but with like a nicer blazer kind of over it, a badge on his chest. He looks like he would just as easily like tear your heart out and eat it as this conversation.
Great. I like him. I want to name him Scruffy.
The plaque on the desk says less. LES.
Like heartless or
No, like less is more.
Did the picture get pushed through for Guard Captain Les?
Yes, we can
Perfect.
see Captain Les.
Yeah, I got it.
Nice, it's working. That's what I like to hear. Take a seat.
Take a seat.
There are 4 chairs.
Good sir, you have one too many.
I was told there were 4 of you.
He tried to escape. So there are 3 of us.
So, Oraban's gonna sit down between Bird and Lausian.
All right. Do the other 2 of you like take a seat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I said I took a seat first, but you know that's besides the point.
All right. So, a couple of thieves, yeah? I don't buy it.
What?
Well, exactly, sir. That's the point of stealing.
He'll eye you and say, to be blunt, I'm inclined to think you all were framed.
We would be inclined to agree with you.
How do you know Madame Denna?
Who?
Outside of character, who is Madame Detta? Denna? Detta?
I will allow anybody to make a history check
Hell
to know
yeah.
who Madame Denna is.
I got a 9.
Okay. One history.
If it has something to do with. Oh, wait. How do I turn that off?
I'll show you.
If it has anything to do with Bellwater, I get advantage.
Great. Well, you rolled with advantage. That's perfect. It does have to do with Bellwater, so you do get that advantage. Okay.
Rural queries go to always with advantage.
So, Bird, you are the only person who knows the name Madame Denna. You've never met her personally, but like she's from one of the noble families that run this town. Like she is like second in line to be like the mayor effectively. Like she's very high up in the pecking order.
Oh,
Okay.
yay.
So he's asking how we know her.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that I've never met her personally, but I know of her because I live here.
Have you had any communication with her or any of her servants?
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, the only communication that I usually have with anybody is just like sitting them down at my parents' ramen shop. Like I don't think that I've had any contact with them.
And how about the rest of you?
I'm afraid, good sir, I know nothing of this Lady Dede.
It's Denna.
My apologies, Denna.
Denna.
Whole goal of
And I
these characters.
assume you're gonna tell me the same story.
I nod by reputation.
All right. Well then, I'm all the more sure that you are framed, as your bail has just been posted by Madame Denna, who seeks to have counsel with you in the other room.
Oh. Well.
Listen, I don't have any proof for this, but I think she framed you. In fact, I think she runs a secret ring of crime, and I've never been able to prove it. But I've been chasing after her for quite some time. I think that when you have that meeting with her, she's going to offer you some kind of deal. She'll get your charges dropped, maybe even throw you some coin in exchange for something. I need to know what that something is. So, hear her out, and then if you will seek me out and tell me her plans, I will clear all charges. And while I can't offer you any coin, you will also be in my good graces, which is a very good place to be.
Do we get like anti-brutality cards if we're arrested, or like what kind of good graces are we talking here?
Where will we find you?
After you speak with Madame Denna, and if she gets you released, then just find your way back to the guards, and we'll go from there.
Okay, and so
If she doesn't get you released, then I'll just come talk to you afterwards.
Okay. Should we accept the deal that she gives us?
That is between you and her. I just need to know what it is she's planning.
So you don't care?
She has a point.
Care about what? Whether or not you accept the deal is up to you. I warn you, working with Madame Denna is dangerous. Although if you're looking to get rich quick and are willing to do immoral things, I'm sure she'll take advantage of that. But if you tell me the plan and I stop it and I catch you working on the plan, you will still get arrested.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That being said, Madame Denna is often one for dramatics. Not that I can prove that, but people who've burned her in the past are often met with unfortunate fates. So if she finds out that, you tell me anything, she might come for you, just to warn you.
With that said, good sir, have you heard of the great Lord and Savior El Cid?
As much as I would love to join your cult, I'm
Not a
afraid
cult.
I'm all up on belief here.
Unlike what? Cold hard justice? 'Cause there's not a lot of that around here.
My wife is a cleric, so
Fuck! The way of the wife, the way of the household. I understand, friend.
thank you for understanding.
This is beautiful.
I think.
All right. Well, we can't keep the madame waiting for too long. Whatever you decide to do, if you don't tell me anything, it won't be a mark against you. I understand the position Madame Denna will probably have you in. But know that the law will be on your side in future matters if you do come to me.
Ooh.
With that, he motions to the door. The door is opened by the guard who initially guided you here and killed Gary.
Gary, no.
Gary!
He guides you all to a different room. This one looks more like a classic interrogation room for this era. There are torture-like devices along the walls, a large table with shackles on it. The table is currently being used as a footstool to a tiefling.
Ooh.
Madame Denna is one of the highest noble houses here in Bellwater. She exudes this intense and regal air. Black horns curl like that of a ram along the side of her head. Her hair is pulled back and is a bright purple. She looks you up and down as you enter the room and says, "Please, take a seat."
My dear woman, as I move to go and take a seat. My dear woman, have you heard of our great Lord and Savior El Cid? You'd be a perfect patriarch.
I'm afraid my soul is already bound and sold to other things, but I appreciate the offer. Now sit.
I mean, I already
She says,
sat.
you already sat. She said now sit to the other two.
Okay, I'm gonna sit.
Yeah, she scares me.
She scares me.
I would like to thank you all for attending this meeting. I know it might not have been as optional as some of you might have liked, but I never make deals with people that I don't have an inherent advantage over. So here's the thing. I have a very talented underling who was able to frame you all into being here. And that's not all I can do.
Noted.
I can put enough evidence behind these theft cases that you will be in jail for the rest of your lives. Not that that's what I want, mind you. I just want you to know the position that you're in. Because theft is one thing, but murder, that's an entirely other. And I'd hate for anything unfortunate to happen to any of those that you care about. You understand?
Yes, please, Fifi. Thank you, Annie.
Now, I want to offer you a deal. I will get your charges cleared, and I will even pay you a small sum for the inconvenience. You'll walk out of here 10 gold
Jaded.
richer, just for the sake of talking to me. Now,
So for me to understand this correctly, you are going to erase our charges against us, give us money just because of the inconvenience.
that is essentially your starting fee that I'm going to give you.
Well, Gary really missed out.
Or Gary.
Yes, it's a shame that you lost your fourth party member, but I'm sure you will be able to fulfill my quest even with just the three of you. You were scouted for your specific talents after all. Now, I need you to kill someone for me.
Didn't we just talk about murder being a different thing entirely than theft? I
Yes.
fail to see how these two things add up here.
I need you to kill someone for me and get away with it. How about that?
And what is in it for moi?
If you successfully fulfill this assassination, I will pay you each 100 gold, in addition to the 10 gold that you'll be walking out of here with.
How much gold? 100?
100.
It's got to be more like 1,000. I don't get out of bed for 100.
I will remind you that if you continue to be cheeky, I will just have you in jail for the rest of your life.
I mean, the cell is rather homey.
I'm glad you think so. Shall I let them escort you out so I can have a civil conversation with the others?
I'll mind my manners.
Good. So does anybody have any immediate qualms with performing a small assassination? After which, you can go about your lives.
Ma'am, killing is bad.
Killing is bad.
Yes, killing is bad. I'm inclined to agree. But sometimes, killing people who annoy me is good. Especially good for you and your family.
No.
Who are we trying to kill here?
My nephew. Now, don't get me wrong. He's a nice kid. I actually don't have any problem with him. In fact, I think he's kind of charming. The problem lies in his father, my brother. You see, my brother is absolutely invaluable to the family affairs. Frankly, without him, our house would have crumbled away and lost much of its stature in the recent years and troubles that have befallen us. But he has always respected that I was the head of the house. Until his son, my nephew, became of age. And now, because I don't have any heirs and I don't want any fucking children, he has started making moves on my position as the head of the family, so that his nephew would eventually be able to take over, as he is the only one with a child. So, I'm going to kill the nephew, and then my brother's gonna calm his fucking shit.
So it's too late to just take your nephew under your wing?
No, I'm not going to let my brother become head of the family. That's my job. I don't accept losing to anyone or anything.
Why don't we kill your brother and then you can adopt your nephew?
It's like you're not listening. My brother is essential. Without him, my family's affairs would crumble. He keeps everything running smoothly. I don't want to lose my brother. I just want him to stop coming for my seat. And frankly, I don't care if my nephew is alive or dead. Now that he's an inconvenience, he should just get out of the way, and then, because my brother would have no heir to then take the throne. He'll stop coming for my seat. Does that make sense?
Clear as mud.
Sure. Now, my nephew, Ezric II, wants to prove himself. You see, his father was a warrior and a scavenger, and was quite respected as such. He was so strong, he was able to explore more of the nearby ruins than anyone else. He was also quite talented with a pen and methodically mapped it out. Well, and this is where it gets foolish, Ezric II has been examining all of his old maps and thinks that he found something. So now he's just deluded with all of this false sense of grandeur that he's going to go to the ruins and find something that his father missed. So he's charted out a couple bodyguards and is going to make his way to the ruins, just because his father, who was adventuring and scavenging at the time, like drew maps in a way that theoretically there would be like a secret room somewhere or something like that. I was only half listening. Either way, it would be great for Ezric and the family name if he found something, because then, it would prove whatever. I don't really care. All I know is he's going to be in a very dangerous location, and I've offered to pay for security. A couple extra bodyguards. That'll be you, by the way.
Wonderful.
Now,
Attention detail on a scavenging site. Now I'm starting to see why at least I was scouted.
exactly. You all have to be talented enough to make the trek believable that I'm actually attempting to provide security here, but it can't be anybody who's obviously on my payroll.
Right.
So you'll go. And then, on one of your trips into the ruins, go ahead and let an accident happen.
Right. This sounds great.
Food will be provided to you for your journey. You will be a part of a caravan traveling towards the ruins. Now, because that caravan will also probably involve people being around you and able to see you, I would personally prefer you waited until you were in the ruins to carry out the deed. In the ruins and isolated. Now, his expedition is 3-day trips into the ruins. On any of these, isolate and kill Ezric II. And when you return, I will pay you an additional 100 gold. Now, if any of you have any delusions of, possibly going and tattling on the guards about all this, I want you to know that you're being watched. And you and your families will regret it if any of you find to have loose lips.
Joke's on
Understand?
you. Being watched is my kink.
Bruh.
Understood.
So, do we have a deal?
Doesn't seem like there's much choice in the matter.
So glad you
I would like to accept. However, I would like to add a small requirement, small request, that you push out the great word of El Cid to the many people that you influence. Saying you specifically, but I'm saying that you have a wide swath of influence and people that are wayward in the world.
What you're asking is a favor of huge proportion. Do you realize that?
Yes. It's a small thing, really.
That's a very big favor. That's a very big favor. And I'm not saying no, but I'm saying that you would have to do this job and not take payment of any kind. And that's for you and all of your friends, as well as you would need to be on my beck and call for, I would say, 10 years.
Hmm.
That is the cost of a favor like that.
See, that's just too steep. I can't. As the party leader, I can't allow
I'm so
for that to
glad
happen.
you see it that way. Because if I'm forced to do something I don't want to do already, I'm most certainly getting paid for it.
As the party leader, I understand the way they feel, and while it'll break their hearts for me to deny those terms, uh, unfortunately, we'll have to take your original offer, as there is no other choice.
Oh, such a sad day.
All right. Well,
Relax
do
there,
any of
Oro.
you,
We'll make it through eventually.
do any of you have any questions, comments, concerns?
Will we be barred from contact with you until the job is done?
I have an associate who will be our liaison from this point on. You probably won't ever see me again.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I think I'm going to have to decline. I cannot. I can't kill someone. I think you honestly got me by mistake. Like, I'm not talented like you say I am. I screw up a lot at the ramen shop. Like just last week, I completely just like dropped everything that I was carrying, and we're still picking glass out of the carpets.
I was confused about your addition to the party as well, but my divination practitioner insisted that it would be you who was actually the most valuable on this journey, most essential to this plan continuing as needed.
I still can't kill someone. I can't do that. That's just it's not. I can't do that.
Well, then walk along with everybody and let them finish him off.
I can't. I jail's starting to look kind of like safe.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy.
They'll keep me safe.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy and create a whisper next to Bird, and just go play along with it. We'll all get out of this together. We will make sure that nothing happens to you, but we need to get out of this. Denial will end your entire family line.
Okay.
Can I have you roll stealth, Taryn?
Oh,
just
geez.
to see like how well you were able to do that for noticing.
There are
Okay.
rules.
She kind of squints her eyes at it, but as soon as Bird agrees, she kind of brightens up and smiles. Well, sounds like that will be that then.
What was the reward again?
Your signing bonus is your initial freedom and 10 gold. The reward will be 100 gold upon completion.
Okay.
She hands you a map with a location marked on it and says, "Meet there at dawn tomorrow, and the caravan will take you from there."
So, out of character, real fast, will I need to make it apparent that I am currently bound to an employer who will, who will need my presence? Like, I'll need to have my absence cleared with my current employer, and I can't do that unless I have 100 gold. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
Sorry, my thing
Um,
just disappeared, so I wasn't sure if I just got muted all of a sudden.
No, you're good. I'm not sure what you mean.
Okay, so I owe 100 gold to Benny, and I'm
Yes.
working for him to pay that off.
That is correct. But
Does that mean that I need to stay in the city under his watch until I'm paid off, or is this something that I could just tell Benny, hey, I'm taking a job to pay you back?
you can just tell him that you're taking a job to pay you back.
Okay,
You
cool.
guys have a fairly good rapport.
Okay, good.
While you owe him money, he definitely does not like to be very like loan sharky.
Uh-huh.
Like he's very reasonable.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Well, I just meant in the sense of like, if he lets me go on this trip and I die, then he's just out 100 gold.
yes, but you do risky things all the time.
Okay.
So he is confident of your abilities to a certain
Okay.
degree.
Just wanted to make sure. I mean, when you said he's not very loan sharky, that he'd let me go out on a limb there and potentially just and exactly secure the money I need. Okay, gotcha. So I don't need to be like, hey, arrange for Benny to get paid, and then we'll talk about doing a job. But okay,
Uh-huh.
all right, sounds good.
Cool.
Back in character.
All right. Unless any of you have any other questions, we are going to jump scene here. Perfect. All right. We are going to cut to you guys being released from the jail.
Is there how are we supposed to get a hold of Les again?
Les said that you can either like approach any guards or return to like the like guard outpost, like where the jail is. Like you can return to this building, or you can just approach any guard and give them like a message to give to him.
Okay. So they took our weapons and stuff. Are we retrieving that right now?
Yes, as you are being escorted out of the building, all of your belongings, weapons, and such are returned to you. You also find that each of your belongings had an additional bag of 10 gold. So add 10 gold to each of your inventories.
Fantastic.
Is there insight check, I guess? Who would be the who would I think is the most trustworthy of the guards? Like, just kind of like gut check on who I could trust the most to not give the words back to evil tiefling scary woman.
Roll me insight.
El Cid, don't fail me now.
Ooh,
That is very good.
get a +6. That's nice.
Yeah, that's why I asked for an insight.
So the wolf that punched you happens to be like in the room as you're passing by.
I'm gonna cast
And
Thermatology.
you could just feel, you can tell, like that man is definitely not on Denna's payroll. Like you don't know how you know, but you can tell, like that is like he may be just absolutely violent, but he would be a safe person to try.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy, yeah.
Thaumaturgy. And I'm going to whisper to him message for, or don't react. Message for Les. We are being watched. Plan is to kill nephew at ruins.
You see his eyes kind of like widen for a split moment when you start, and then he like immediately goes back to acting nonchalant. At the by the time your message ends, he just sort of kind of walks off.
Yes.
So the other two of us weren't aware that just happened, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, hold on. Lucian, will you roll stealth for me? Because you are surrounded by other people.
True, but I mean,
But El Cid is on his
Well-
side.
We'll sit it on your side in this one.
the great El
Uh,
Cid. Wait.
And I am having you roll stealth, mostly because spells have like conditions,
Oh
and
yeah,
thaumaturgy specifically has a
a
verbal
verbal.
component. So you can do it quietly and sort of like cover your mouth type of thing, but you do have to like utter these arcane.
Yeah, until you
like,
get to a higher. I
without
think wizards have a couple where they can do it without or speechless casting.
That's mostly actually a sorcerer thing.
Oh,
Master of Rainbows would be capable of that in one more level.
Ooh. Well, cool.
If they chose it. There's a lot of options that you can use. But you'll see that in another level, Master of Rainbows. Okay. You guys are free. You have delivered a message to go back to the guard captain of what is going on, and you
Right.
have until
that's good. Tomorrow.
dawn tomorrow to get any affairs in order. Does anybody have anything that they would like to do?
As we're all leaving, I turn around and look at Bird. Have you ever been outside before?
Of course I've been outside.
Really? Because I don't believe you, the way you handled yourself in there.
Oh my god.
I've been outside.
We're outside right now. I'm gonna
It's called reading the room.
do
You
do
be able
we
to figure out that just by talking you are putting yourself at risk.
Well,
I can't talk about that one.
Look, if we're going to be working together, then you're going to need to learn really quickly. That stuff like that puts not just you in jeopardy, but people you know. And as of right now, I'm somebody that you know. So please do not put my ass on the line again.
yay.
Perfect. Now we're good.
Bird.
Lucian, you would vaguely recall,
Okay.
just because he's such a specific like
Portly
looking person.
He's a portly authority.
Uh-huh.
Portly authority.
So like you guys on that excursion didn't have like a lot of overlap, but you definitely remember him being one of the guides at that
Okay.
time.
So I have a base level of trust in his ability to take care of stuff.
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna go Bird. Just make us ramen.
What?
That's
Oh.
that is your job here. Make us food, and we will get through this together.
I'm making ramen as my parents are, but like I know how to make a basic ramen. I can do that.
So we're all on the same team.
Oh, we're copacetic. I just need to know that she knows what's expected of her. I mean,
I'm a boy.
whatever.
You got a real pretty mouth.
All right.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. But
You guys like just begin kind of bantering and discussing as you're kind of walking through town here.
Mhm.
Is anybody going anywhere specific? Are you guys splitting up from here? What would you like to do?
Can I go tell my parents that I'm not gonna be home for dinner?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna tell them that that's something just like clearing up the paperwork and whatnot of the theft is. It's a little bit more involved, but I won't be home, and I don't know when I'll be home again.
Oh, that sounds rather serious. We were told this would just be like a slap on the wrist for you.
No, it ended up being a little bit more serious than you think. So, if you could up my allowance, that would be fantastic.
You're asking for more money now?
You want more?
What did you do with the hundreds of gold that you stole?
Oh
Honey, are you in debt? Is this a drug thing?
Is this a drug thing?
He said, "Are you in debt? Is this a drug thing?"
No, it's not a no, not at all, not at all. No, it's just a little bit more involved, and I'm not gonna be home for a while, and I'm very, very sorry. I love you guys.
We love you too. We just wish you would tell us what was going on.
I don't really know what's going on. There were just like these big, scary guys there, and now I have to do something, and so
It's a drug thing.
I won't be here to help run the shop for a while, but finding a replacement for me won't be that hard.
We know.
Oh my god. Parents are
Listen,
savage.
Honey, we love you, but just be safe, okay?
Okay, I'll be safe. Can I have a hug?
Yes. Yes, you can have a hug.
Okay, thank you. I love you guys.
We love you too. All right, we're gonna jump cut over to Jared.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tag along with
So
Oro.
I informed the group that I have some business to take care of with my current employer to get me off the hook for the next few days, and tell him I won't be around. And so I head back over to Benny's place where my room and board is.
Taryn, did you just say that you wanted to accompany Jared over there?
No, I did, but I realized now. I'm just gonna I'm gonna go try and gather more followers of the goat.
Okay. Jared, we're gonna do you first then. So
Okay.
you arrive outside like Benny's stall. It's like a little hut set up. You
Thanks for the
return-
mail, boss.
Did you clear up all that trouble?
Oh, it's cleared up. Just for the sake of brevity, I won't go too far into the details, but I've been acquitted.
I'm glad to hear it.
So, in the run-ins that I had with a few of the others in the cells, I managed to secure a job. I'll be able to pay back what I owe you, but I'll be gone for a few days.
Is this going to put you into a illegal situation?
Family dispute? Question mark.
Just acting as a bodyguard. What happens behind the scenes, I'm not 100% privy to.
All right. Well, I wish you safety and the best of luck. And about when will you return, do you think?
Oh, I expect no more than a few days, 2 or 3 days.
So I will hit pause on you there, just because you did.
Oh, so it takes time. Okay, so no, it was 2 or 3 days in the thing. She said we would take a few day trips to the ruins, but it'll take longer. So what, 2 weeks?
Well, here, let me jump you back here real quick. So here's the thing. Every one of those hexes, once you're out of the city, is approximately a day's travel.
Oh, okay.
And you are going to travel to Lost Way first, and then take day trips into the ruins near Lost Way.
Okay. So, let's do some math.
Ew.
So we're looking at probably a month, maybe more.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, it'll take you 10 days to get there,
10 days back, plus
and then
whatever
10
goes
days
on.
back. Plus 3 day trips,
3
and
weeks to a month.
stuff could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, a month is a realistic timeline to give. All
Okay,
right.
I inform Benny.
Well, sounds like you'll be traveling then. Best of luck to you.
And you
If
as
you-
well, Hefe.
If you need anything for the journey, let me know.
Of course, we'll do. And thank you. I think I have all of my possessions from my boardroom with me all the stuff that I would need for the journey. I would just pick up like flavor text here for my hunter's mark.
Yeah.
For my spell, I'm gonna say that I have goggles that I wear out in the desert. That
Uh-huh.
when I hit a target, I can activate them, and they like look for weaknesses in their armor or like points where I'd be able to deal more damage, basically. Like so that
I
would be
love
where
it.
the extra d6 comes from for the damage.
I
But
love
they
it.
have
Nice.
to they have to recharge over time, so I can only
Uh-huh.
use them once
That's fantastic.
or once or twice.
Oh, I wear like sunglasses as well. I forgot to mention that because I am a drow.
So we've now flavored that spell for you as like targeting goggles. That's
Yes, targeting
amazing.
goggles. That's what I like. And then I also have favored foe as my racial, or no, that's also the basically if I use favored foe, which I kind of doubt that I will, but in the situation that I do, there could be like a low power mode of them that only works for 1 minute as opposed to an hour, and it
Mhm.
doesn't work as well. So that's where the D4 comes from instead of a D6. But yeah, that's what I'm going with for that one.
Will you give me the flavor of that one more time?
For favored foe and hunter's mark, they work almost the same. Favored
Uh-huh.
foe is concentration, but it only lasts for 1 minute and gives you an extra d4 of damage. And then hunter's mark gives you an hour of extra damage against one target, and then it's an extra d6. But that costs a spell slot, and favored foe is just a ability you can use once per day. So
yeah, what was the flavor for favored foe?
Oh, that they have like my goggles basically have a low power mode where I can
Perfect.
like
Okay.
I can either
Yeah.
use them at full intensity for the full effect, or I can use them at low intensity for a lower effect.
That sounds phenomenal. Yeah.
I love
Because you
it.
would normally have them on the low battery mode. Yeah, it's consistent. I like it. Good job.
Thanks.
Good thinking.
I'm really loving the desert setting so much.
In fact, go ahead and take inspiration for the phenomenal flavoring.
Ooh, let's go.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All
Now,
right.
does that mean the whole team gets inspiration, Aiden? Are we doing this?
It's shared.
We're sharing XP and we're sharing gold. Okay.
Well, as a team, here's my thing on that. Inspiration belongs to you. However, if somebody does something and you're like, I think that was a phenomenal thing, I want to use my inspiration to give them advantage.
Moi?
You can use your inspiration on other people.
Okay, cool.
But it has to be your choice.
All right.
So if Taryn's doing something risky, he can't be like, hey, can one of you give me inspiration?
Okay,
One of you would have to be like, no, I want to give him inspiration for this because I think what he's doing is cool.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, then I'm pretty sure I am good. I haven't settled on a full-on flavor thing for my absorb elements as my other spell. I was thinking about like some sort of technological body armor, but it's more like a mesh sort of cloth.
Yeah.
So it was something that would go under leather armor that wouldn't provide any tangible benefits when it comes to blocking a sword or something, but
Right.
give me elemental resistances for a moment. But just like the goggles, it would have like a battery life, essentially, something that would require it to take time to recharge, and it couldn't work all the time.
Since we're leaning on the technology thing, you could flavor it as like it's like a mesh under armor mesh that absorbs your kinetic body heat.
Oh, okay.
And like sometimes can like adjust to elements.
The extreme cold, the thunder, or whatever. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily work for acid, but if we're flavoring it that way, but it's technology.
It's technology. I don't want you to change the mechanical effect. I just think that flavoring is really fun. So if you want to go for it, I say go for it.
Okay, then yeah, that's gonna be basically like the attachments that I have associated with my casting are almost all gonna be like engineering devices or tech little things that I like wear or something. It's kind of what I want it to be like.
Phenomenal.
So I've got the mesh and I've got the goggles, and that's where my spell casting comes from.
Perfect. I'm gonna jump over to Taryn. Taryn, you wanted to gather some followers right before you left, huh?
Yeah. So my question is if I hire someone, a hireling, To spread the word of El Cid, there's two options, right? It could be an untrained person or a skilled hireling.
Yes.
For spreading the word, what kind of difference are we looking at here? Because this will change how I decide between the two.
So an unskilled hireling will have a +0 to any checks made on your behalf.
Mm-hmm.
A skilled hireling will have a +2.
Yeah, I know, but I'm hiring them to leave them here to spread the word of El Cid.
Yes.
So
essentially, like every day you're gone, I will make a roll on behalf of that hireling to decide how well they did in like possibly gaining you any followers.
4, 6, 8.
And
10.
if you do unskilled, there will be no bonus. If you go skilled, there will be a +2 to that roll, possibly increasing the odds. Keep in mind, you're going to be gone for at least 23 days.
23, so 46. I could do 46. What's my gold at? Okay, I'm gonna hire 5 untrained hirelings at 2 SP a day, so that's a gold a day. So it'll be 23 gold for the entire trip, which I'm going to take out now.
All right, let me just put this in here. 5 untrained hirelings.
I'll be. Do you want to do 23 gold, or do you want me just to? How do you want me to do that?
Go ahead and minus the 23 gold.
Okay. Let's see, 23, so that's 37.
You essentially just paid them for 23 days up front. Now, if you are gone for longer than 23 days for any reason, they will stop proselytizing for any days you haven't paid them for.
Okay, but at that point, there should be followers that should be spreading it anyway. I'm thinking compound interest here.
Sure. If you have gained followers at that point, I would allow like those followers to like continue the work type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that is only on the if you get a follower.
I see. Okay. Go to edit.
All right.
Okay,
Yep, that's all I'm doing. I'm gonna hire them. I'm gonna spread the word, or have them spread the word. Teach them everything they need to know. Essentially, here's this pamphlet.
You essentially like give them a quick rundown of your
faith,
like your sales pitch. You're able to train them on it for a couple of hours before you've essentially got to like they've got to go do their own thing and you've got to go do your own thing. Cool. All right. Does anybody else have anything they would like to do before the journey begins?
Well, I only had 10 gold to begin with, so now I have 20, but I'm just gonna say I took the Outlander background because I was like, most of my gold is probably going to pay off Benny, and I just keep enough for like pocket change, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And since I already cased the market this morning and found that I didn't really have any, well, I say cased as if I actually was going to thief it. I just looked around at the market, didn't see anything that I like. I'm going to say, no, I'm going to hold on to my 20 gold for now, and then maybe pick something up when we get to Lost Way. So we're in a city. We're in like a proper big city capital-like thing. And then Lost Way is going to be a much smaller sort of like...
Instead of sandstone buildings like in Bellwater, Lost Way will be made completely out of like tents and rubble, and it will be filled with. There's no laws, there's no guards in Lost Way.
Okay.
everybody just has to take care of themselves, and if you get screwed over, that's on you. There is nobody that will enforce what is right or good.
Okay.
Sort of a like you just got to be strong enough to hold your own if you're going to Lost Way.
Yep.
Sweet.
Cool. All right. In that case,
Can
we open on the dawn of the first sun.
can
There
I
are 3 suns in the sky,
do I
2
heals?
moons at night. What's
do,
up?
do I heal?
Yes, after a long rest, you will have fully healed.
Oh, thank Jeebus.
One thing I might not have mentioned about this world, there are 3 suns and
Oh.
2 moons, which means that there is day a majority of the time. Just to warn you.
Okay.
There is approximately only ever 4 hours of night.
Interesting. Did you hear that, Sarah?
Yeah, there's day most of the time because there's 3 suns.
Yes. Hey, are you eating the gluten-free pretzels?
There's a lot.
Okay.
I'm starting to make the treats.
Okay. All right. So we meet on the dawn of the first day.
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust it.
So, as we get going here, you all find a caravan of 3 wagons. On the very last caravan, it seems to be reinforced, metal plated. There's a driver who looks like he's definitely seen some days of combat. He's got some scars across his body and hands. Next to this cart is a tiefling who looks very well dressed for the type of expedition that he's about to go on. And beside him are 2 dwarves, actually. They have bright red hair and smiles on their faces. They do seem to be well equipped, so you get the feeling that they could take themselves in a fight. But their kind eyes kind of communicate a a generally kind nature. They don't seem to be very mean to you.
Okay. Oh.
One of them is a little more serious than the other, admittedly. As you approach, the goofy, smiley looking one kind of walks over and says, "Well, hello there. Name's James. I was told that we'd have some people joining us."
James, we are glad to be of service to help. My name is Lucian. I'm the leader of our fair party. This here is Bird. She's going to cook. Not much of a fighter, I'm afraid. And this here is Oro. He can handle himself in a fight as well, if you know what I mean.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Lucian. Bird, that is no worries. My axe is strong enough for the both of us, I'm sure. And pleasure to meet you, Oro.
And you as well.
He says, I'm James, of course. This is my brother Dames. Dames just kind of grunts in your general direction.
James and Dames.
Not in a mean way, just kind of like a Dames is a man of not many words. But don't worry, he'll have your back when the time counts.
Wonderful.
I like him already.
Have either of you heard of the great Lord El Cid?
James kind of stops and ponders for a moment and says, "No, but I have a feeling I'm about to." The tiefling kind of pipes up and says, "If you're done wasting time, the caravan has begun to move." He opens the door and kind of shuts it behind him, making it very clear that the caravan is for him and him. The carriage is for him and him alone, and you guys will be walking along the side. One fun thing I did want to let you know is that your carriage is being drawn by what looks like a rhino
Ooh,
that's been mixed with a horse. So
interesting.
imagine like a full-size rhino, but then give it like long legs.
A unicorn!
But still as chunky and beefy as a rhino, but
Yeah.
give a rhino more movement speed.
Wow. I'm
Unicorn
just
next to
imagining.
Jim.
I'm imagining it as a rhino that has like those construction stilts that people wear,
Uh-huh.
like when they need to just.
That's exactly, yeah, that's the feel.
Hmm.
James goes, "Oh yes, this is High Note.
Did you say high note?
High Note, yes, that's his name.
Oh, beautiful.
It's made after his laugh. If you stick around long enough, you'll hear it."
I don't.
He has a laugh.
That he does. At this point, Dames has sort of like clambered up next to the driver, and in his attempt to clamber up, he kind of biffs it and like falls onto his butt.
Aw.
Can we do a reflex check to catch him?
Yeah, I'll
Reflex
let you roll a dexterity check to attempt to catch him.
Nope.
All right.
I mean,
You run over there to try and like help him, and he falls backward just onto you.
Perfect.
You are now both flat on the ground. At this point, the the rhino horse begins like laughing uncontrollably, and it's like a high pitched like squeal, like it hurts your ears.
oh, my ears are like folded back.
Uh-huh.
I've got like long ears. But
James is just full heartedly laughing, like, yep, that's about how it goes.
I love it. Love it. So over the course of this journey, I'm going to explain in detail about the great Lord and Savior El Cid.
James seems to like see how important like talking about El Cid is to you. So he specifically like walks next to you for this first day of the journey and listens intently. Like he just like nods along. He asks some questions every once in a while.
I like him. I like them both.
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
They need to optional objective, guys, to this murder plan is the dwarves have to stay alive. We have to make sure they live.
Well, I mean, what Oro's feeling right now is that somebody who is interested in taking up scavenging as their or like being a scavenger, because that's what Denna was telling us about, is that her nephew is basically like looking at old maps. That is it. His dad wrote, her brother, or
Yeah, his dad was like a famous scavenger
okay.
in his heyday.
And that's something that Oro really respects, that someone who can go into ruins and scavenge around and find stuff, who can brave the strife and troubles that you'd find along the way, is somebody who's worthy of respect. So ideally would find some way to not I don't know. We're still in the process of thinking up a plan, but I like the dwarves and I like the junior here. The despite him being like this is like a hoity-toity guy.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't
Scavengers still.
I don't think that he's a scavenger himself. I think he thinks he is, but he doesn't dress or carry himself the way a scavenger would.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Very good point.
I mean, I would view with discretion.
You guys are gonna do one full day of traveling, and I would like one of you, doesn't matter who, to roll me a flat d20.
I got it.
Too late.
Taryn did it already.
Oh.
That's
You can have
all
the next
you
one.
Can have the next one. There will be many a travel check. The travel goes quite well. In fact, the day is going well enough that if your ranger would like to make a survival check to gather food on the way,
Yes,
you
I
would
would.
be able to provide extra food for the group.
Okay. Now, since desert is my chosen
Biome.
terrain,
Mhm.
do I make that check with advantage? Do I?
Yeah, go ahead and make that check with advantage for me.
Okay, sounds good.
You know what
So
you're looking for.
survival check with advantage. 13. Wow, those are both pretty poor.
Okay, with a 13, like you're able to like gather a couple pieces and stuff, but it's just slim pickings. There was just not a lot near where the caravan's path was for you to like grab, essentially.
Okay.
Okay. Eventually, it just becomes like the day of traveling is done. The suns are still like pretty high in the sky. It's been about 10 hours of travel, but the horses can only like do so much. So the carriages kind of pull into like a makeshift like circle or triangle because there's only three, and they begin sort of just like setting up some like light camp stuff in the center, start cooking food, giving the horses a break, all that good stuff. Um, is there anything anybody would like to do given the free time? Ezric is now out of the like carriage and is just sort of like chatting with dames off to the side.
With dames, wow. You can get them to
Yes.
talk.
I would like to talk to the uh, other caravans and
Okay.
and do my best to persuade them to join the religion of El Cid.
Okay. So go ahead and start off with a persuasion check for me.
Money.
Cool. So you approach the other caravans. They all seem pretty good natured. One of the other, like, what you seem to be the like caravan leader, is in the process of like setting up a couple different tents. And he looks over and says, "Ah, you're one of the guards for the last edition there.
Yes, I am. Let me help you with that.
Oh, much appreciated. Another hand goes a long way when it comes to these things."
Absolutely. So I'm just gonna keep like casual conversation and just kind of like bring it in naturally, you know?
Okay. I'm gonna say you succeed.
Sweet.
Wow.
So he's a generally like polite guy. He listens. I'm not gonna say like you won him over, but he does seem to like find what you're talking about to be legitimately interesting.
Oh, okay. Not gonna push the issue, you know. Plant the
Mhm.
seeds of discontent. I mean,
We'll
religion.
be on this trip for a little while, so you're going to be seeing a lot of each other.
Exactly. I don't
Exactly.
need to push anyone the wrong way.
And speaking of people that, are you done, Taryn, with the
I am,
guy?
yes.
Okay. Speaking of people we're going to be seeing a bit of, Orban's going to try to find the driver, the one who drives our caravan.
Sure. Instead of waiting for like the group meal, he's sort of sitting off to the side with a couple like pieces of jerky that he's just kind of chewing on.
Okay. Well, before I'm gonna approach and ask if he wouldn't mind the company for a moment.
That's fine. Do what you will.
Okay. I take a seat and I start chewing on my own rations along with him. Um, so I'm gonna ask. So I'm curious. How long have you been in the employ of our dear? Well, and I kind of indicate the tiefling.
Worked for the family all my life.
Really? Were you born into it?
Yep, as was my dad.
Huh. Did they owe you or did you owe them a debt? Or did your dad owe them a debt? You just happened to find the work appealing enough to stay on.
Mm, less a debt, more of a agreement made long before me or my dad.
Hmm.
You didn't hear it from me, but that family, while they can sometimes be good people, or even foolish ones like this one, they're very dangerous.
Hmm. I've done my fair share of dangerous work for dangerous folks, but this one felt different.
Mm.
Supposed to be a scavenger, but you wouldn't tell it by looking at him.
No, you would not. Unlike his father. He more fits the archetype, as it were.
Yeah, I've heard a few things about his father. Some legendary scavenger from a time long past.
Indeed. Most people struggle just to get through the ruins in one piece and come out with something. He would take his time, clear out a whole path, and map as he went. But,
That's exactly how it should be.
well, his hubris did cost him in the end.
Oh,
And
that's
the reason he can't scavenge anymore.
He succumbed to an injury? Well, not succumb, but, what, lose a limb?
His leg from about the thigh down is entirely prosthetic.
Just too risky going after that, I suppose.
Well, he has the means. He could get it regrown. He won't tell the story of how he lost it, but the embarrassment must have been so great that he refuses to scavenge any longer.
Well, I suppose when you're well known and famed, it's hard to go back to a trade when you know you'll be worse off in it. Personally, I don't see how a prosthetic would bother me, but I suppose I'm not in the same position.
Well, so to be clear, in case I wasn't in character, like you can have magic regrow limbs. Like he could just have his leg back if he wanted. But
the embarrassment of losing a limb was like of having it happen to you.
The way it happened must have been so traumatic that he gave up the life and didn't even bother to get the leg fixed.
Okay, yeah.
That seems to be like the tone that is implied.
Okay, I see. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, Orobon is no stranger to accidents happening in the ruins that have cost lives. So that sort of stuff to him is like an everyday thing, and accidents can't be avoided even by a master. But it's cool to hear about somebody in his field that is like really, really well known, and who pioneered some of the elements of scavenging that we would still use today, right? So,
indeed.
Yeah.
Well, you seem to have a good head on you and a good eye for danger. I hope that serves you well.
And you as well. I hope that the rest of your days serving this family, well, not this, serving the family, are spent out peacefully. They give you a nice long retirement at the end.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's called death.
Let's jump over to our Master of Rainbows, Bird.
Yes.
A couple of people have like set up cooking stations. Did you want to join the cooking line?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Will you go ahead and make me a roll?
Sure, I can make you a roll. I just need the ingredients.
You got me. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead and roll your like cooking utensils because you're proficient in those. And let's what stat would you like to add to your cooking? I'll let you like, to be fair, like as long as you can justify it, I will let you pick any of your stats. You just have to make it make sense.
Dexterity would be a good one for it.
Dexterity would be like you're like really handy in like the cooking side.
Like
intelligence or wisdom
pans.
would be like you have this like recipe. Intelligence would be like you have the recipes memorized. Wisdom would be like you just have like a great intuition around cooking and know what would taste good with what. Tragically, the only one I'm struggling to think of how you could use it to cook is charisma.
I know.
You have a real flair.
You persuade the food to taste better.
You know
Is she singing to the soup? Why is she singing to the soup?
Well, performance is charisma, so it could just be like the way she prepares it. Like she has style and technique over
You know what?
Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever heard the tale of stone soup? Do you guys know what have you ever heard of the story of stone
It
soup?
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I
So-
think there was like a children's book when we were
Yes,
kids.
it is a
I remember
children's
that.
story, and it's basically the tale of a man who went out to seek his fortune, comes into town looking for work so he can buy food, and none of the villagers will give him any work or any food in exchange for work. So he sets up a giant pot in the middle of town, starts boiling water, and puts a stone in it. And then people are like, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't eat a stone." And he's like, "I can make soup from the stone." And then so he starts boiling the water, and then he's like, "This would taste really good with some onions." And then someone's like, "Oh, I've got some onions at home. I'll go make some. Or I'll go bring them." And then people just start adding ingredients until eventually he has soup from the people just giving him food because he convinced them he could make soup from a stone.
I love it.
I
Uh-huh.
don't know how that would
Uh-huh.
apply. I mean, but that to me, I reminded me when we were like, how could
Yeah.
charisma be used to make food? You don't actually make the food.
Yeah, well, charisma can be used for making food because like
Presentation.
Yeah, it's about presentation.
Yeah, that's at high level restaurants. That is totally a thing. Like the food has to look really good and be like dressed just right, things like that.
and,
So yeah, let's put you at the like end of the cooking line. So everybody else is like searing the steaks and like things like that. It gets to you and you just like display it all really nicely.
Yes, you dress it up.
Yes, so I can use charisma.
You can use charisma. Roll it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
17. That is pretty phenomenal. Okay. You do a fantastic job. The other cooks are totally impressed by like just like the way you know how to garnish and like set up the meals so that everything is balanced just right.
Yay.
Okay.
What
You
hour,
guys have a
dude?
good dinner.
With a 17, Oro is even impressed by your skill, even though he's looked down his nose at your lack of experience. He's like, your family must be proud of this. You clearly do have a skill. A single skill.
Skill, yeah. Great work. Okay. So, you guys like finish dinner and like your like tents get set up for the night. As you are going to bed, Lucian, you hear a scratching sound.
Perception check.
Roll it.
Scorpion in the tent? Ooh.
There seems to be some kind of small critter or something attempting to burrow its way through the tent to your right.
Am I the only one that's in there, or?
You are all in individual tents, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna use. Oh wait, I have dark vision. I don't need to light anything up. I have enhanced dark vision too. Like it's not your run-of-the-mill dark vision. Oh wait, is it bright outside? It's still sunlight,
Yes.
right?
There is still
fuck
sunlight
me.
out for another 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't have the enhanced dark vision then. Okay, I'm gonna go take a look.
All right, you kind of like peek outside the tent and see a rabbit attempting to like push its way in. Do you
Hey,
let
bro.
the rabbit in? With a 22, I'll even give you that there seems to be something on the rabbit.
What's on the rabbit?
It's hard to tell. You'd have to pick the rabbit up, but like there's definitely some kind of like leather wrapping or something that's been tied to it, like a collar or something.
Can I grab it?
You may. No check needed. It does not like try to fight. It seems to be
Oh.
fairly tame.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna inspect it.
Okay. There is indeed like a leather collar looking thing with a note attached to it.
Trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
I'm gonna read it. Definitely about to fucking murk the thing. It's like, ooh, dinner.
You just ate dinner.
Afternoon
for
snack.
tomorrow. Okay,
Well,
so the note.
killing a rabbit. Like, I'm not putting my tent next to you.
The note is seems to be from Les,
Okay.
the guard captain,
Ooh.
and it reads: "Message received. Continue on mission. Don't let him die. Case being built. Should be done upon arrival."
Okay.
I'm gonna take the rabbit. I'm gonna throw it in Oro's tent,
Bruh.
or not throw it, but like just gently open the flap and push it in there, and then I'm gonna burn the note inside my
Okay.
tent.
You succeed. Oro, are you the kind of like are you the kind of person that falls asleep quickly?
Yes, I'm asleep. I'm out.
Will you roll persuasion with disadvantage?
Persuasion with disadvantage. Yes.
Persuasion?
Not persuasion, perception.
Perception?
Perception with disadvantage. Yes. Okay. There's not a rabbit in my. There's not a rabbit in my tent. 10.
All right. You are not woken up by this rabbit.
Okay. We wake up in the morning. Like, so.
Wake up in the morning and there's a rabbit.
Oro is chubby, so I want he like wakes up, or there's just a rabbit sleeping on his belly like a Snorlax. Like,
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Actually,
like my neighbor Totoro.
yes. Totally.
You just wake up and there is just this rabbit on your chest, just like beady eyes staring right at you.
What's a fine young lady doing? What you doing here? I don't remember taking you to bed. Can I tell that it's a carrier rabbit? Have I been around these kind of things a lot?
Yes.
To know. Okay.
You would recognize the like type of leather collar that it has.
I can see that there's no note.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what time is it now? Is it dark now in the time that it's been, or did I like just wake up?
So you just woke up. You just had like a full long rest.
Okay, fantastic. So it's like morning and now everybody's ready to go.
Everybody's starting to like stretch, get up, get breakfast in, and then start to pack things up.
Okay. Well, I am going to gently and gingerly let the rabbit chill on my shoulder for a bit while I'm putting up my things. And then I'm gonna. Okay, let's see. Can I do an insight check to see if I have a guess as to where or investigation actually would work better for me? Can I like see if there's tracks outside my tent from where the rabbit might have come from or something like that?
Hard not because I carried it.
I will allow you to roll investigation. Absolutely.
Okay.
The DC will be a little high because it didn't walk into your tent.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just was looking for tracks outside my tent.
Yeah.
I would be looking for rabbit tracks, but upon not seeing any, I'd be looking for disturbances in the sand and that sort of thing.
For sure. I will say that like you don't know for sure, but you have a hunch that Lucien was the original recipient from this rabbit.
Okay. While he's packing up his tent, I'm gonna approach him and be like, and take the rabbit kind of by the scruff and be like, El Cid came to visit me last night. No note.
It's like, you looked lonely.
Was it from? And I look around to where there's nobody around. Like before I say anything.
Before he says anything, I just nod.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna take one of the copper tokens of El Cid that I had made. I'm going to tuck it into the courier portion of the rabbit. And we'll let it return back to.
So as soon as you've actually put something in that like section and then put the rabbit down, it bolts.
I
So
assumed.
you get the feeling that it's stuck around because it was waiting for some kind of message to return.
Okay.
Yeah. I just did. I didn't want to put anything to
Implicate you.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So by
All right.
giving that,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
now that we've paid the paper boy, I'm gonna finish putting up my tent.
You guys get your day
I'm
started
gonna help him
and
take down
ready.
his tent.
Um,
I feel bad.
It's okay.
I don't
it's not
feel
like
bad.
it's not like it was something dangerous. It was a bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
if it
man.
was a carrier scorpion, then it'd be an entirely different conversation.
Yeah.
Oh man, a courier purple worm
Yeah, that would go well.
pops up in the middle of camp. I have a message.
I have a message for you, sir.
Can I get a travel check as day 2 has begun?
Okay, Taryn did
Master
last
of
time,
Rainbows, all you.
so Sarah, you can do this one. Just a flat D20. Ooh.
All right. You guys are making your way across the horizon. You get a good day of travel in. So day 2 actually goes like pretty decently.
Okay.
However, as like it's starting to get towards the end of the day, you can tell everybody's tired and worn, and like the heat has kind of been bearing down on you. Jared, you are the first to sense it because you have actually like extra bonuses to sense like danger.
Mm-hmm.
The caravan is being watched and has been being stalked for about the past hour.
Okay.
You can't tell what it is, but your instincts tell you that some kind of like animals are watching the caravan from far away, like they're stalking it.
Okay. So, given my natural explorer trait, it says that when traveling for more than an hour in my favorite terrain, I gain the benefit of. Oh, okay. It says when tracking other creatures. So I'm not tracking them. I know that they're tracking us.
Yes.
I see. All right. Well, in a normal situation, when traveling with the caravan, I would be walking a little bit further away from the group to be able to survey more area. But I'm gonna hippity hop back to the caravan, and I'm going to let whoever is probably. I mean, I'd imagine whoever's walking closest to the front, probably one of the dwarves or the driver. That I picked up something on the wind, and I think that we should be wary. Is it from behind the caravan? Like they're walking behind us?
Yes, and you guys are the last like cart in the caravan essentially. So if something did like run an attack, you'd probably be the first to know.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go inform the dwarf brothers and the driver that hey, we've got I've picked up something. We might be in for it in a little bit. They're pretty far behind us, so we have a fair lead on them. But whatever it is, they'll be. I'd imagine some sort of animal. I can't tell from here, but pick something up. And that's we don't need to be on full on alert yet, but we'll keep our eyes on the back, just basically to give them an early warning, and that somebody should maybe go and inform the other wagons as well, just to be on guard.
Thanks for the follow, Draco Malfoy.
And then after I'm
Milfoy.
done with that,
It's Milfoy,
I'm gonna
sorry.
go back and tell our party members, hey, just so you know, Bird's gonna want to hide.
Okay. This kind of continues for about the whole journey, as it were, for the rest of that day. And as everybody's kind of like putting up their camps and the caravan circles around, the leader of the caravan, who Taryn was talking to yesterday, pulls you guys
Oh, you
aside and
actually
says, "Well,
have a thing there."
What, Taryn?
He actually has a horse. I just saw it moving around. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, just started that actually. They can't see it yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Dan
I was so.
There it is. All right. So I am gonna put like a little tracker here, so you guys can see where you are.
Okay, cool.
The horse is your location.
Okay.
So you are traveling through day 2 at the moment.
My apologies.
That's okay. You ruined the surprise by like a millisecond. So I'll forgive you.
Well, it looked weird. I didn't realize it was a horse. I thought it was like a tent or something. It looks kind of
It's a caravan. Why not both?
it looks like a tent with a flag on top with the road coming out the bottom, like
Yeah.
a little
Well,
tower.
they can see it now.
That's funny
Yeah.
because from this distance, it just looks like a rolling pin.
You know, I thought it could have been like another like a male reproductive organ at first. I was like,
Alright.
that looks a little odd. That looks off. Hold on.
And the leader of the caravan comes over.
The leader of the caravan comes over and says, some of our people have spotted hyenas tracking the caravan. We're going to go scare them off real quick. If you wanted to join, you're welcome.
Yeah, Oro will definitely come with on that one.
Yeah, why not? I'll come for help.
Cool.
Heard you're coming.
so-
You don't have a choice. You definitely need to see this kind of thing. Or Oro's basically going to be like, if you're going to be out here in the wilderness with us, you need to see the kind of thing that we do when we deal with, with wildlife, trespassers, and things that want to kill and eat us.
Okay.
So a group of about 15 of you
You can stay back and behind.
all go out. And as you're like walking up, they like a lot of them like they don't even have swords. They just have like pots and pans.
Mm-hmm.
And you get closer, you see there's like a pack of like 10 or so hyenas. And as they start to like take you in and you start to take them in, everybody in your group just suddenly starts like yelling really loudly and like bashing the pots and pans together and just making a ton of noise.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like each of you to make me an intimidation check.
Ooh, fun.
Big 9.
Intimidation.
All right.
All right, Jared, this is your moment.
Could I do a nature one? Can I make it? Oh, we'll do it.
Tragically, no.
Okay.
All right.
Tragic indeed.
So, they bang these pots and pans around. Everybody's yelling and screaming. The hyenas decide that this is definitely not worth it. So they like kind of slowly trot away.
Nice.
Bird's gonna be like,
If there were
fun.
any other consequences to the rolls made, your characters are not aware of them yet.
Okay.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Of course not.
All right. Jared, a full day of traveling in your favorite terrain was made. Will you make me a survival check?
Yes.
And I reread through the details of your ability. You do not get advantage on it. However, you do get to double your
double proficiency bonus. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's just whatever I get plus an extra 4 or plus 2, I mean?
An extra 2, yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's
So dirty 20.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Jared, you are able to gather lots of fantastic food.
Nice.
On
Very
this journey.
surprising considering there's a pack of hyenas in the area.
I know, right? They were following behind and they were like, man, this guy's leaving no scraps.
Poor rabbit.
All right. As food is being prepared, can I get a roll from the Master of Rainbows to prepare some food?
Yeah. Let's see. There it is. And
Disregard this next one.
woo!
Okay.
Okay.
So, since your party successfully brought food and successfully prepared the food at a great level, This food is especially nourishing to the
Ooh.
party. I'm going to give a bonus because you guys are doing so fantastic. At the start of your next combat, I want you to have temporary HP equal to your proficiency bonus. So go ahead and add 2 temp HP, and I'm gonna homebrew it that's gonna last to the next combat since I know you're about to get a rest in that would immediately erase this bonus.
How much temporary HP?
It'll be 2 temp HP.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Won't complain.
Yes. All right, and with that, we are on day 3. Nothing happens at night.
Cool.
Okay.
I need rolls for followers of the Great El Cid. Times 2.
While he is doing that, I'll be right back again.
We are like after we finish the travel, like all the way there, I'll do all the rolls en masse for you, Darren.
Okay. And then did you see the flavor text?
I did see the flavor text. It's good. I like
Okay,
it.
cool. Wasn't
Totally
sure.
right.
You didn't say anything, so I'm like,
Well, I'm running a game, man.
I mean, you just respond in chat, just, you know.
I'm not a good multitasker. You know that about me. All right, let's keep things going. So, can I get a check for the day?
I mean, Oro's not here, so here you go.
All right.
It's going downhill quick.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick,
Aww.
and then I'll tell you what happened with that 3.
Oh boy, this is gonna
Take
be.
a 5, everybody. Take 5.
Oh boy, intermission, everybody. Intermission. Let's see. Let me go to bio.
Oof, a 3 on a d20. That's not good. Was that for the?
It's for the day.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I've decided that all spells, or the flavor text I'm going for, is all spells that have to do with healing or like touch type stuff. So healing, like I have the spell Disguise Self. Stuff like that is all done with nano machines.
Sweet.
Which, fun fact, in case you guys didn't know, we have successfully created nanobots that can reproduce.
Oh god.
For frogs. Right now it only works with frogs, but as a real thing.
Wait, what happened?
Taryn was just telling us some stuff about the miracles of science.
Yeah. So the future application that they're hoping for is the ability to regrow limbs after losing them. Like you could use the nanomachines to now your arm and everything. Like let's say you lost your arm, and you use these machines. In theory, right now, like your entire arm would be constructed of nanomachines. They wouldn't turn into because they reproduce. They're self-reproducing. Yeah.
Is this a real life thing?
Yeah,
or...
yeah, no, that's a real thing. They got it in frogs, or they just successfully tested it in frogs. I was looking at it. I don't know the entire science behind it, but yeah. So all of my healing spells and everything are all done with nanomachines. So if someone loses a limb, and I heal it with magic, your limb is now made of nanomachines.
I will warn you, that's going to take some high level spells.
Well, yes, so, but you know, I mean,
yeah,
just here at the moment, you know.
Yeah,
but like your minor wounds, they close up. You know, it's being restitched with nanomachines. It's fine.
All right, so day 3 rolls around. Now here's the thing, guys. When you had scared those hyenas away, you didn't scare them off very well.
I figured that.
They decided it wasn't worth it to fight you immediately, so they bided their time and waited. And on the travel of the third day, as you're going, you're making your way through some like large portions of like dunes and sandstone. And at
Ambush.
one point, you find that like the rest of the caravan has kind of like put some like accidentally put some distance between you. You've been separated from the rest of your caravan, and it's at this point that the hyenas attacked.
How many?
Well, you can see on the map.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, my map thing doesn't automatically switch.
Go to Desert 1.
I'm in it. Yeah. Win conditions: defeat all enemies, protect the wagon.
All right.
That's a big guy there.
So there are 5 hyenas and 1 giant hyena.
Oh God.
Oh yes. Go ahead and roll initiative. And do me a favor, click your token and then hit roll initiative.
No.
Mm.
This is terrible.
Wait, which
I
one is my
can't
token?
go first
This one?
ever.
No.
Even the one that has a -1 to initiative.
Yeah.
No, that's Bird.
Yeah, I know. She has a -1, or he has -1 to initiative. He still scores better than me.
Oh man.
That's dexterity.
Initiative is a dexterity check.
Oh, does it not?
There's not an initiative button on the thing.
Maybe. How do you spell hyena? Monsters. Oh no. It's an HA, right? Oh, I don't have hyenas on here. There's an HY. Yeah, I do. Hyena.
Are you looking up the stat blocks?
Bruh.
How dare you?
I'm checking to see if they have a thing that can help you with the
He's fine.
thing.
Don't worry about it.
I was just looking.
Just
They're in. All right.
Try to help. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not cheating, I swear.
All right. The hyenas beat you all in initiative order. Oh, wait, hold on.
There's only one.
Well, the hyenas will be going as a group.
Oh. Well, that's not cool.
However, your 2 dwarven friends will be joining this combat with you.
They have
Yes.
zeros for initiative. I think that's cheating.
I agree, which is why I've got to roll for them. They will be starting things off.
Cheese and crackers. I love them. They need to become our friends.
Let me reorder real quick. Oops, skip the first one. That's okay. He is going to go now. So James is going to call out, I'll hold off the big one. Take care of the small fry while I'm gone. Ha ha! As he charges forwards towards the large hyena. He takes out his great axe and just starts swinging wildly like an absolute madman.
That was James.
That was James, yes, the more pleasant one who listened to you that one time. With a 16 to hit. And that will hit the giant hyena. So we are talking 9 damage being done.
We have
Fantastic.
names now.
Yay!
I
Can
like
everybody
it.
see the names?
I
Did
can
he do
see
it right?
I did do it right. Come on.
Well, you can see it regardless because you have special permissions.
Yeah. Well, no. They weren't on there at all. So I went in
Yeah,
and
I
added
didn't
it.
bother.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up. Oh, I guess Dames was the one who ran forward based off of your names, sir.
I'm sorry. I can switch
No,
it.
was it James?
Yeah,
Oh,
James went first.
I grabbed the wrong thing. No, you're right. You did a good job.
You did a good.
You did good job.
You did a good.
So where should we put the temporary hit points? Because putting them in the character sheet isn't reflective of on the actual token,
I'm
right?
fixing it.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'll let Taryn deal with that. Dames will run up to one of the smaller hyenas and swing wildly as well with a natural 20.
Oh my.
I like our friends.
So that is going to be 19 damage as he absolutely overkills this hyena.
Okay. Yeah, it should show up now in the red circle.
What should show up with the red circle?
Oh,
the
temptation.
temptation.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever works. All right, it is now the hyena's turns. Let's get this party
Yay.
started. Hyena number 1 will charge forward and attack Bird.
No!
Yeah. Does a 10 hit.
What's your AC?
My AC is, give me a second. 9.
Oh no.
A 10 will in fact hit. And you will take 4 damage as this hyena leaps forward and begins just like ripping into your leg with its teeth.
Wow.
Oh man.
The next hyena will run forward and attack Lucian.
Yay.
Does a 21 hit.
Unfortunate.
Oh.
3 damage to Lucian. The next hyena will run and also attack Lucian.
Not flanked.
This time with advantage because they are using pack.
Ah,
tactics.
dang it.
18 to hit
That's a hit as well.
for 2 more damage. Oroban, you are next on this hyena onslaught.
Are you saying Otto or Oro?
Oroban.
With a
Ooh.
natural 1, the creature manages to trip and deal a single point of damage to itself, also knocking it prone.
Ooh. Well, fantastic. So
That is all of the hyena's turns. It is now the giant hyena's turn. And the giant hyena will attempt to bite James with a 23 to hit. And it will deal 12 damage to James.
Ouchie. Oh, I haven't even looked at what my channel divinity is. Whoopsie.
Invoke duplicity.
Oh, yeah, I can duplicate.
Ordoban, you are next. There
okay.
is a prone hyena in front of you.
All right, fantastic. So on prone targets you get advantage, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So I am going to draw my short swords and do 2 attacks on the prone hyena in front of me.
Go for it.
Turn on advantage. There is 1.
Jeez.
And there is 2.
Both of those will hit.
Okay.
Do me a favor. Don't apply the second one. Just roll the first one real quick.
Okay. Just the first one.
All right. The first one does kill it.
Oh, well, fantastic.
So if you want to use your movement and make the second attack on something else, you can.
I can do that? That's awesome.
You can break up attacks with movement. That is
all
legal.
right. In that case, even though I don't have direct line of sight, I know exactly where the other hyena just moved to. So I am going to go around the caravan here, flanking the hyena that's attacking Lucian, and attack it with my second attack. So now should I roll this? Should I roll the second attack again?
No, we'll just use the roll that you already made. That's
Okay,
fine with me.
I will roll the damage now. 6.
You've killed that hyena.
Let's go.
Well done. Is that your full turn, Ordoban?
So as my bonus action, I am going to apply Hunter's Mark to this hyena that is attacking Bird.
Okay.
So I'm going to activate my goggles, and now I see all the heat signatures as to where I should shoot my arrow or stab my swords.
I love it.
There is like a little like target you can see that's pointing straight at its throat, being like weak point ? Okay, it has been marked.
Okay, and that was my bonus action, so that's the end of my turn.
Beridium, your move.
Okay, I'm gonna use.
Aim for the throat ?
I'm gonna use infestation.
That sounds disgusting.
Alrighty. I will make a con save on behalf of the hyena in front of you.
Nice.
12 does not pass. He will take the 1 damage. And he will need to... will you go ahead and roll a d4 for me?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So that d4 dictates the direction that he now has to move, which will be west. So north, south, west, and east. West is this way. And he has to move 5 feet.
Oh. Okay. Maybe that wasn't good.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it happens.
Perfect. Okay. That is the full effect from Infestation. Is that your full turn, Beridium?
I believe it is.
Lucian.
Do I have disadvantage if I roll a spell attack on someone else than the one that's in front of me?
So if you do a ranged attack on somebody else, then no, you will not have disadvantage. If you do a ranged attack on the one that is next to you, you will have disadvantage.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on the hyena that's attacking Bird.
Absolutely. Go ahead and you put it in there already. I will make a wisdom save for the hyena. There's no such thing as advantage or disadvantage on the
So that's how
saving throw.
So that's set up for one side is the standard D8 if they have taken no damage. The other side is a D12 if they have taken damage.
I appreciate the clarification. 13 does not pass your save DC because these guys just love rolling one lower than you're at. It takes the full 9 and dies outright. Did you want to describe how you killed this hyena?
So Toll the Dead, there's basically the gongs from like the church bells, like the toll the the death toll rings out and it
crushed by a giant bell.
I wish. No, basically the noise calls to the soul of the hyena, and it basically leaves its body thinking it's already dead.
Oh god!
All right. To give it a little bit of the modern flavor for your holy symbol, I want to throw out there. That's what like you think happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it sounds to everybody like a bell, but what you don't hear is the like hypersonic sound that his holy symbol is emitting, that literally just like causes an aneurysm in this creature.
Sonic warfare, terrifying.
Sonic warfare.
All right.
Too
That
slow.
is Lucian's turn.
The-
Dames,
the-
you are up.
The goat. El Cid guides his soul to the next realm.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is. It's a goat ramming a bell, and the bell signifies that person's
Your
soul
time is
vessel.
up. Yeah.
There we go.
All right. We have reached the top of initiative once more with Dames. Dames will look around and say, I think you got the little ones. I'll help with the big one.
Oh, he talks.
And gets a nat 20
The ones in the refrigerator
Why
are
did it
not.
roll?
for 22 damage. Jesus Christ.
I think you made your dwarves too strong.
They
Just saying.
are a
They're
they
pretty.
are a set NPC block. They just have crit twice in a row.
Mm-hmm. Whole lot of cheating going on over here. Not that I'm complaining.
That is another crit.
Why?
All right, the giant hyena is dead.
Just got like.
Dames and dames just start fucking hacking into this thing. Just tearing into it recklessly. Blood is splurting everywhere, and they're like chanting out like what sounds like a Norse song as in their glee.
Oh my god.
I love it. It's great.
It is now the remaining hyena's turn. It is going to loop around and try to attack the carriage. And I can't believe this, but it's going to miss the carriage. The armored plating suits the carriage well as the creature scratches against it to no avail. Autobahn, it is your
Okay.
turn. Would you like to finish this off?
Yes, as my bonus action, I'm going to shift my hunter's mark to the remaining hyena. I am going to move around. So, is it a flank? Is it I don't know.
It's not technically a flank as the carriage isn't a creature.
Okay.
Well, Bird and I have it flanked.
Well, I am going to attack with my short swords. Here comes the first one.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Okay. 7.
It is dead.
And I don't need to roll the extra hunter's mark damage.
You do not. I do want to throw out one thing. When you do 2-weapon fighting, like with like light weapons, like you have, the first attack is with your action. The second attack is with your bonus action.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. So I can either apply hunter's mark to a new target with a bonus action, or I can use that to follow up on an attack.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Well, he did.
He did. And with that, combat is over.
Okay.
James and Dames, still like soaking in the blood, make their way back to the group and go, well done. Looks like you handled the rest of them.
The goat protected us all.
James nods and says, indeed, indeed.
Well, we better get moving if we're going to catch up. The rest of probably don't even know we're back here.
That's true. Quick, let's get this carriage facing the right way. In the meantime, everybody go ahead and take 300 experience as you completed both of those win conditions.
Nice. Do the hyenas have any notable loot on them?
You can loot them for like meat
Okay.
to eat, but that will take time because you'll have to essentially like skin 4 or 5. You'll skin 5 hyenas in one giant hyena.
Ah, yeah.
You'd have to take like essentially like an hour.
Oh, yeah, not worth the. We need to catch up with the caravans.
Why don't we take the big one, throw it on the back of the carriage?
I'm sure our tiefling friend would love that.
Yeah, well, it's food. But we can skin it. We can skin it
The
later.
carriage was not built with like any storage facility. You'd have to like actually throw it onto the roof of the carriage and like makeshift tie it down. Is that what you'd like to do?
Essentially.
Okay.
All right. You're right. Ezric leans out and goes, "I'm not fond of this idea.
It's dead, and it's free food.
We
Well,
haven't been
also-
hurting for food."
Yet.
Because we've been scavenging things.
All right, I guess, he says, and he kind of like dodges some of the like blood dripping. "I'll be in here." He slams the door. Okay.
All right, so now that we've tied on the hyena, we're gonna make our way.
Can I get a survival check to catch up with the group? It can be made by anyone.
Yeah.
Oops, that was advantage, but that wasn't supposed to be advantage. So
We'll take the leftmost number. No worry about it. You are in your favored terrain, so you get to add an extra +2 to that at 13.
okay.
And with 13, that is not enough.
Uh-oh.
You guys sort of like follow along like the tracks of the caravan, but eventually like a small wind does kind of blow up and you can't find where they went.
Well, it could have been the extra weight from the hyena slowing us down. More for us, I suppose. So is it getting dark, or like the horse rhino is just kind of running out of energy?
Horse Rhino is running out of energy. You've reached the end of your day. There's desert all around, but you do not see the other caravan at all.
Hmm. Well, I guess we'll have to just make do with what we have then. If the horse can't continue, we'll have to make a makeshift camp and do what we can, get out bright and early, and hope we can catch up with them.
All right.
Because I can probably track the caravan given my favorite terrain and a decent survival check. But I mean, they're going to have to be stopping too before long.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be getting too far ahead of us.
Odds are you should still be able to locate them.
Yes.
All right.
Even if not, we know where they're going.
That is the end of the day. You have meat, but it needs to be properly prepared. I want a cooking check from the Master of Rainbows, and this one can't be charisma because you have to cook this whole hyena.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody else helping you.
Make sure to check its belly to see if it ate an adventurer before it found us.
So would it be like, intelligence or wisdom?
Yes, you can use either of those to know how to cook this hyena.
Okay, I don't think I'm good at either of those. Yeah, my intelligence and wisdom are the same.
Well, you'll still get proficiency because you're proficient with the tools. Perfect. Okay. So you like try and cook this hyena, but the meat is just so lean and gamey and totally not unlike any of the high quality products that you're used to working with in the ramen shop.
Mm-hmm.
By the end, you manage to overcook them something fierce, which I guess is better than undercooking, right?
Mhm.
Just a tad.
Either way, the lean meat is just like hard and chewy. It's not a satisfying meal. You get one, like just this one like rations worth for everybody from this hyena, and that is it. The rest got essentially like spoiled or was unable to be used.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Now, you are separated from the caravan. There is some food in your carriage. Does anybody else have food on them?
I have rations from my priest pack.
Yeah, and I would have rations from my Dungeoneer's pack, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but I can also scavenge for food.
as if you make successful scavenging checks along the way, Jared, you can negate essentially the cost of rations per day. You can
Okay.
scavenge instead. As long as you make a good roll, you'll be fine. But
Mhm.
what you scavenge will have to be cooked by Master of Rainbows successfully.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. And Jared, if you scavenge, then that means that either somebody else will have to roll tracking, or if you want to roll tracking on the other group, somebody else would have. You're the only person who can scavenge on the way, so you have to make that choice of which one you want to do.
Okay. I like it. Well, can I? So I have to make that choice at the beginning of the day before we roll for the day.
It can be after you roll for the day, but like as I kind of go through the day, you have to decide what you want to do.
Okay. So like, we can.
We can do the initial roll, and then you can decide if you want.
Gotcha. Okay.
I do have create water as a spell, so
That is good.
So I can create 10 gallons of clean water.
Sweet.
Well, with that in mind, as you guys are going to bed, if you offered that out, James would say, well, let's drink our full, and then everybody go ahead and get all your containers out, and we could have you fill up the water before the night begins. That way, in the morning, you'll be back to your full strength.
Absolutely.
All right, perfect.
James seems to be worried about the fact that we're not like with the caravan anymore. But he seems to be putting on like a brave face. Like it's obviously bothering him, but he's trying to keep everybody's spirits up. So as you all kind of sit around in the desert, he like tells stories of like his homeland and things like that.
I mean, I'd imagine his homeland is also the desert.
Mm-hmm. I mean, actually, him and James and Dames both hailed from Stone's Hold.
Oh.
So he tells you what it's like all the way over there.
Very interesting.
All right. The night goes well. Nothing happens at night. And as the morning begins, I'm offering a possible side quest to the group.
I like side quests.
You'll be rewarded 10 XP each if you can figure out who is older, James or Dames. But each of you only gets one chance, and your options are morning, afternoon, or evening.
Ooh.
Now, before we get that underway, roll a traveling check for just how the day goes.
Okay, I'll do that.
Day is going to go well.
Okay.
It's going to be a nice day. So
I'm going to expend my energy tracking as opposed to scavenging.
All right. Will you roll survival to track?
Yes. That's actually a 10.
That is actually a 10. That is not enough. So it's a good day of travel, but you're unable to like see any like sign or trail of the caravan that you're trying to find. Would anybody like to do any kind of social interaction with James or Dames in the morning?
I'm terrible at these questions.
I'll do the morning. I'll ask him, since I will have just basically gone and realized that, well, we don't have a hope in high hell of finding that caravan. Now I'm going to go tell James, the one that's really neurotic and scared about not knowing where the caravan is.
Uh-huh.
So, hailing from, is it Stone's Hold? Is that the name? Stone's Hold?
Yeah.
Okay. Stone's Hold. Did you have a lot of experience going out into the desert before taking this job?
Not really. Stone's Hold is grand, but they're really big about their gates. They don't like people coming and going frequently like Balewater. In Balewater, it's not uncommon. People just wander out into the desert for the day, just for the heck of it. In Stone's Hold, you have to have a written permission slip just to leave the walls.
Intriguing.
Yes, it's quite a lot.
And so, how did you get into the line of work of Caravan Guard?
Well, um, me and my brother Dames, we weren't overly fond of the politics of Stone Told, so we figured why not try somewhere else.
Ah. So did you get into the idea first and then bring your little brother along?
Well, frankly, he was always quite the more adventurous one than I was. Um, but don't let him call you little. Don't let him hear you call him little. Little. I know he's an inch smaller than me, but he takes his height very personally.
Wonderful
Roll
way to
a
dodge the question.
roll a persuasion check.
Okay. There we go.
19. Okay, I'm gonna take my dodge back. Goddamn. So he says all that and says, even though he was born so much sooner,
Of course.
a full 2 hours.
Not
Yeah,
much, but I suppose we got to take our pride where we can.
Indeed.
They're twins.
Everybody go ahead and take 10 experience.
Woo!
And bravo on getting a phenomenal roll on the first attempt.
Yeah, thanks. I might be a shit tracker, but boy, can I sure find out which twin is older.
It was supposed to be hard to get it out of them. Like they were going to be dodgy about it. So like the
okay.
DC was 18. All right, well done. Does anyone else want to do anything else over the day of travel, which goes well?
I'm gonna try and scavenge what I can as we go. The Great El Cid will provide for us.
So in order for non-rangers to scavenge, you would have to sacrifice half a day of travel.
Oh yeah, can't do that.
All right. Sorry to do it to you.
That's I understand.
Yeah, that's a ranger thing. Okay, well done. With that, you've completed day 4, with day 5 beginning and no sign of the rest of your caravan. We are going to end today's session at a prompt 1 o'clock.
Nice.
Wonderful. Well played, gentlemen.
Yes, well played indeed. And you absolutely trounced that encounter. Well done.
Yeah, thank James and Dames for dealing with the the big one. Yeah, I was excited to use Hunter's Mark and stuff on the big one and have it transfer and stuff, and then use my bow and whatever. But honestly, that was totally fine. I'm totally fine with the fact that they just mollywopped the giant one.
Well, it helped that they had 4 attacks total and 3 of them were crits. So
that was
a big difference.
And the hyenas were just not having a great day that day. The first one critically failed and went prone on me, and then missed the carriage later.
Well, hyenas themselves, just a basic hyena, it's a CR0 creature. It's the equivalent of a real life hyena, not a medieval hyena. So they're considered to be pretty.
You mean fantasy hyena?
What'd I say?
You said medieval.
Oh,
that's very big difference. Very big difference. I didn't realize they changed.
Right.
Everything was harder back then, didn't you know? Yeah, great session, guys. I had a lot of fun doing it. Some great role play was done, and I think we're on our way.
Do you want to roll for followers now because we're ending the session, or do you just have a note on the side?
Sure, let me go access that note real quick. Is that in Order of the Goat?
Yeah. Just figured, since we're ending, I don't want to miss out on followers. It's... It's important.
Okay. So we need to make... You've successfully done 4 days. I'll roll 4d20.
Thing, but only if you're not preparing it by yourself. I like that.
Huh. Their luck is about as good as ours.
Okay. You have one person who is like actually interested in pursuing more of the goat religion.
Yes.
Let's go.
It's beginning.
And so for every follower that you get, does that increase the amount of missionaries you have?
Essentially, yeah.
So like having somebody who's willing to believe a religion, having somebody who's willing to like proselytize and spend all their time like trying to convince other people of the religion for free is very different.
Yeah.
You have to like create that atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it will not immediately turn into like it will not become additive immediately. Just so you know, Taryn, although your unskilled hired have a +0, because you have 5 of them, I just incorporated that into a +5 total.
Okay. Because the word's being spread around 5 different times.
Instead of rolling 5d20 for each day, because then like that's way too much, way too quick.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to keep it fairly balanced. I hope that ruling seems fair to you.
It's fair, but it's still upsetting.
Give it time, man. Give it time. All right.
Let it grow.
I gotta go, guys, but it has been a pleasure.
Yes,
it has been fun. Thanks for DMing.
Yeet. See you later.
All right, till next time.
Bye, guys. All right, chat. Thanks
Bye,
for tuning
chat.
in. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Please tune in next week on Sunday around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for session number 2. In the meantime, you'll see me playing games throughout the week. So please tune in, and we'll see you next time.